All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Sunday, May 12th, 2024. We got a longtime friend of the community back, Jonathan. And of course, Jonathan's been working on a book for a while, just as I have. His book is going to be titled 38 Special, and it's about so many suspicious deaths in the world of hip hop, where that number 38 is front and center. Of course, if you're new here, we talk about gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. And for example, death, murder, killing, RIP, they all equate to 38. So does rapper. We'll talk a lot more about it. Jonathan's got a top 10 list of hip hop deaths in 38. And of course, names like Tupac and Biggie are going to be on there. But Drake, with all this focus on Drake and Kendrick Lamar, Drake turns 38 years old later this year in October. And again, just days ago, May 7th, 5/7, you supposedly had the shooting at Drake's house on May 7th. In Gematria, you can see Kendrick Lamar equates to 57 like Aubrey Graham. That's Drake's name. Jonathan would like to start right here with the death of Drakeo the Ruler the other year, which was 38 days after Drake's song Knife Talk came out, and he had just done a song with Drake, Drakeo the Ruler, that was who died. And again, he died 38 days after Drake put out the song Knife Talk. So again, we got a lot more of this, and we've been missing Jonathan, so it's good to have him back. So I'm just going to pass the mic over to him right now. So take it away, friend.
Okay. It's good to be back. I kind of want to start with Drakeo the Ruler because I think that's a good place to start. And I already wrote I already wrote his part. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a condensed book, a smaller book with the top 1038 specials and with some illustrations. We're gonna make the book really small. But as far as the regular book goes, I broke it down into sections or into volumes. So the first volume would be the first 38 rappers that died, the most famous rappers that died from history, and then the next 38 rappers, and then on and on and on. But the very first one we're going to come out with is just the top 1038 specials with illustrations, and it's going to be like a 30, maybe 40-page book.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So Drakeo the Ruler was arguably the biggest underground rapper out of Los Angeles at the time of his death. Some would argue he was the biggest in the state of California, underground, of course. On 12/18/2021, he was stabbed in the neck. And keep in mind, he has a song called Knife Talk. And with, or Drake has a song called Knife Talk. And he has a song with Drake. He was pronounced dead a little after midnight on 12/19/2021. He was set to perform at the Once Upon a Time in LA festival at 8:30 p.m. on the 18th, according to the schedule. This multi-stage concert series was founded. So he's supposed to get on stage at 8:30.
That's
the
what
word murder
I
equals 83, jealous equals 83.
Yeah, they said he was
Yeah, he's
stabbed
supposed to
at
get on
approximately
stage at 8:30.
Right.
So according to the media, Drakeo had a lot of jealous haters. I do not think this death was about a beef with YG, as the media speculates. And he was also one of the headliners of this show. Although it is interesting to note that he was allegedly stabbed as soon as YG showed up. This death is far more sinister than your typical rap beef. The LAPD and the district attorney at the time have been trying to find fault with Drakeo for a long time. And the question is, could the police have killed Drakeo the Ruler? Recall that the song Murder by Numbers came out in '83 by the band The Police. The song explains how easy it is to get away with murder. And you can jump in anytime, right?
Again, just to make sure we're making it super clear, again, Drakeo the Ruler stabbed to death at 8:30, 38 days after Drake's song Knife Talk. after doing a song with Drake, and now Drake coming up on 38. So this is the point we're going to be hammering home. But yeah, keep it going, Jonathan. I'm listening.
So just another point about that is on June 17th, Kendrick Lamar turns 37. And once you turn 37, then you're into your 38th year of life.
Correct.
So in a little less than a month. So Kendrick Lamar has a song called 616 in LA. The very next day, 617, he turns 37. And that puts him into his 38th year of life. So that's in a little over a month. And so okay, so back to Drake. Jacqueline Phillips Lacey is the first Black woman to serve as the district attorney of Los Angeles County, and she served from December 3rd, 2012 to December 7th, 2020. Keep in mind the DA's office was created in 1850. She has been described as someone who was tough on crime. She was particularly tough on Drakeo and his crew, the Stink Team. Jackie Lacey was the 42nd DA in LA County. 42, that familiar number that has been stamped on Black people. No wonder she was the first Black woman to serve as district attorney. They had to wait until they got to that specific number. The people who run this world play number games, and here we have another blatant example. Jacqueline Phillips Lacey equals 102 in the most important cipher. The word nigger, Nigger, 42 and 102. Slavery, 102 and 42. The death of Drakeo the ruler happened in the NFL's 102nd season. The Super Bowl was played in LA, and his death occurred 56 days before the game on 2/13/2022.
Super Bowl 56. 56 days before Super Bowl 56.
56 days, yep. And a game where the 56-year-old Dr. Dre performed at halftime.
In skinny jeans, rapping about Phil Rox's khakis with the cuff and a crease. It was my favorite part. I was like, wow, look at that. He's rapping out wearing the khakis in skinny jeans. Okay. 2020, whatever it is.
Yeah, 56 years old. I mean, so Society of Jesus equals 56. And when you think about the ruler, hip hop fans automatically think of Slick Rick. Keep in mind, Slick Rick was 56 years old at the time of Drakeo the ruler's death. Drakeo has a song with Drake, and he died 56 days after Drake's birthday. Cypress Hill, an LA-based rap group who was supposed to perform at the festival, equals 56 in the most important cipher. Drakeo's real name is Daryl Caldwell.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just got before. I think I know what you're going to say next about his name, but just Cypress Hill. Again, they put out the song that was on the Training Day soundtrack, Rock Superstar. I think when you listen to that song with your eyes open, I think they're talking about, you might have to sacrifice some friends if you want to be a rock superstar. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put that in the top 500. That song, because that song is like, he's giving you so much. Yeah, he's giving you a lot of truth in that song. Like, yeah, that's one of the most important songs, because he's letting you know, like, yeah, that's one we got to cover next, down the road. Okay, so Drakeo's real name is Daryl Caldwell. That equals 263. 263 is the 56 prime number. Mm-hmm. And this goes with him dying on Saturnalia. Saturn equals 56 in Hebrew. Ralphie the Plug equals 56, which is Drakeo's blood brother, who was out there with him that night. Snoop Dogg battled DMX prior to his death. And Snoop also did the Corona commercial to the music of Houdini's Friends after John Fletcher died at 56. Mm-hmm. John Fletcher equals 56. Snoop's Murder Was the Case is a song and video that were based on a murder that happened 56 days from Snoop's own birthday. And when Drake Yo the Ruler was in jail for 3 years, people were screaming, free Drake Yo equals 56. When you write out the word 3, that equals 56. And YG, which supposedly he had this beef with, YG stands for Young Gangster, that equals 56. Dr. Dre is synonymous with Los Angeles and hip hop. And keep in mind that before Kendrick blew up, Dre gave him the cosign. And he's, they've made several songs together. In 1992, Dr. Dre introduced another rapper from LA to the world on the song Deep Cover, also known as 187. This was Dr. Dre's first solo single, and it features Snoop Dogg in his first appearance on a record release. Snoop was one of the headliners of Once Upon a Time in LA. He did not perform after the stabbing of Drake Yo because the show was shut down after the murder. 187 is the homicide code in California. Drake Yo has a song called 187 Freestyle. Snoop made the number 187 famous on Deep Cover. Deep Cover was a movie about an undercover police officer. The single by Dr. Dre featuring Snoop Dogg was released on the soundtrack. The single was set to be released on The Chronic, Dr. Dre's first solo album, but it did not happen because of fallout from Body Count's band song Cop Killer. Body Count was a rock group that Ice-T was a part of, and they had this song called Cop Killer, and there was a lot of media hype behind it. And so because of that song coming out, Cop Killer, he couldn't put Deep Cover on The Chronic. So it prevented this song from coming out because the song is about killing police officers. Body Count equals 38. And this was a heavy metal rap group founded by LA rapper Ice-T. What is most likely going on is the complete opposite. Police are killing rappers. Rappers talk about killing cops, but the rappers are the actual victims. Once Upon a Time in LA equals 187. Society of Jesus 187. The Stink Team 187, which is Drake Yo's group. Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 187. Jackie Lacey, which was this DA I was talking about, was known as a friend to the LAPD. She received heavy criticism for failing to prosecute a single member of Los Angeles County's law enforcement for murder, despite the hundreds of civilians that have been killed by police officers within Los Angeles during Lacey's tenure. Not one officer was charged with the crime. During the 2020 LA County District Attorney primary election, law enforcement unions had contributed to over 75% of the $2.2 million raised by Lacey. No wonder she was looking out for him. She reluctant to go after powerful men, even after substantial evidence showed they were committing serious crimes. Okay, so let me get this straight. A black woman refused to go after mainly white police officers for murder, but she wanted to go hard on local black rappers. Okay? This shows the corruption of this flawed system we live in. The song Deep Cover was released as a single on 4/9/92. 4/9 is kind of like 49. Snoop Dogg equals 49. Recall that Snoop was 49 years old when DMX died, who was the biggest rapper to die in 2021. DMX died on 4/9. Dark Man X equals 49. Snoop's new album, what was new back then, it was called Algorithm. Algorithm equals 49. Snoop was supposed to be the host of the festival in coordination with Bobby D Presents and Live Nation. Live Nation equals 49. Snoop has an album called Doggy Style. Doggy Style equals 49. One of Drake Yo's most popular albums is called Cold Devil. Cold Devil equals 49. And on 4/9/20 2018, the Stink Team released a song called Murder Was the Case. Drakeo's real name is Daryl Caldwell, which also equals 92. He was stabbed in the neck, that equals 92. His mother wants justice and plans to sue Live Nation. His mother's name, Darylene Cornell, equals 92. Once Upon a Time in LA, 92. Recall Snoop became famous in 92 after Deep Cover. And so Catchy the Great was a member of the Stink Team. On 2/15/2021, he was hit by 2 cars in Long Beach and died. According to Long Beach police, Catchy was standing in the roadway shortly after 5 a.m. in the morning. He was first struck by a 28-year-old man driving a 2004 Nissan 350Z traveling northbound on Long Beach Boulevard. The impact threw Davis into the southbound lanes, where he was struck a second time by a 28-year-old woman driving a 2018 Nissan Sentra. So what are the odds? 2 28-year-olds? What are the odds that Catchy gets hit by 2 cars on a street in Long Beach by 2 different 28-year-old drivers? The word kill equals 28. Keep in mind, Snoop Dogg is from Long Beach. Saturn has a return between 27 and 29.5 years from Drake's latest album at this time, which was released on 9/3/21, to the death of Drakeo was 107 days later, connecting to Ritual Sacrifice. Ritual Sacrifice equals 107. 107 is the 28 prime number. Drakeo was 28 years old when he died. Keenan equals 28, which is YG's first name. Pyru equals 28. YG is in a gang called the Pyrus. 28 is the perfect number. The word number equals 28. The word man equals 28. And Slim 400 equals 28. Slim 400 is another rapper that was murdered who was affiliated with YG. And so hold on, I lost it here. Oh, okay, here it is. 1 second, hold on. Lost it for a second.
While you're looking it up, I'll just remind people, like I I think one of the best examples just in recent years of just celebrity deaths, period. A lot of them do come from hip hop. Sadly, the best examples just for waking people up. Remember how blatant it was when DMX died? It was announced that he was like a vegetable in a coma on 4/3/21, 4/3/21, April 3rd, 21. And he's on the song 4/3/21, which is LL Cool J's song. You know, the date's April 3rd, 4/3. LL Cool J has channel 43 on Sirius XM. On the song 4/3/21, LL Cool J ends it by saying he's the greatest of all time, which means the GOAT. GOAT in Gematria equates to 43. LL Cool J in Gematria equates to 79, like murder. And then the headline broke about DMX 79 days after LL Cool J's birthday. And then, of course, we know that 79 also ties in with the Jesuit code. It's the other half of 56. But then, yeah, then they announced DMX's death days later on Lil Nas X's birthday. He was putting out his Satan shoes. And again, DMX talked on the Belly record about how, do you remember exactly what he says at the beginning of Belly? He says it on his record too, just something about selling his soul and price was cheap, maybe.
Oh yeah. I sold my soul, but the price was cheap.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's right at the beginning of Belly, the movie. I know that. And the same thing he says there, he says on a song in one of his records too. But yeah, the DMX death was just so blatant. And then, you know, Coolio's too, just dying at 59 on the 59th day of his age on 59 date numerology on the anniversary of the Stevie Wonder sample. But anyway, let me just pass it back over to Jonathan. We're eventually building to the top 10 38 deaths in hip hop history, because people got to learn this number. It could save rappers' lives in the future. And just people got to recognize what's wrong with this industry and how these mysteries really aren't mysteries. They're cover-ups. And for anyone who was laughing about Jonathan's idea that it's the police doing this, we've been promoting this idea for a long time that the police are behind a lot of these murders. Again, why did they have the band, The Police, put out the song Murder by Numbers, where killing's the sport of the elite, in 1983. And again, you look into that band, the drummer, Stuart Copeland, his father was in the CIA. So, and again, if you're new here, we're always talking about how it all goes back to the Jesuits. You look into our work on the CIA, there's no doubt it was established in a Jesuit ritual in 56 City, Washington, D.C. Jonathan's been talking about all the 56s as well. I mean, there are several different number patterns to follow, but there's certain numbers that are hallmarks of certain orders. And again, it just starts to make a lot of sense once you sit back and realize, and you start to understand why every rapper's wearing their Jesus piece while the Society of Jesus runs the show. And of course, Tupac Machiavelli put out that album put out on the Jesuit day, the day leaving 56 days left in the year right after his death. And we'll come back to that in light of the recent shenanigans with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But yeah, back to Jonathan.
But just to add to that, remember Black Rob and DMX were on the song called 24 Hours to Live, and they both died 24 years later.
After that song, right?
24 years later, they both died.
And just connected to that fateful label, Bad Boy Records is who put out that song. So,
right.
And they both died in the goat rituals right after Brady won the Super Bowl at age 43. And there was the Goatville neighborhood. It was just like there was a whole bunch of goat themed stuff after Brady won the Super Bowl at 43. People forget Brady won it 188 days after his birthday. Greatest of all time equals 188. Goat 43. And then you had the Goatville killings, and then you had the ritual with DMX, and then several other things. But we kept like, God, this year they're just going crazy with the goat stuff. And DMX was one of those things. And remember, a few years before DMX died, right after the Super Bowl, one of the big breaking headlines was that DMX was found unresponsive in his car. Do you remember that, Jonathan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then he ends up dying shortly after that Super Bowl, years later.
Okay, so Catchy the Great, which is one of the members of the Stink Team, which is Drakeo the Ruler's group. So his real name is Jamion Davis. That equals 41. Catchy was hit by two different Nissans. Nissan equals 41. LA equals 41. Long Beach 41. Drakeo's most popular album is called Cold Devil, which equals 41. Snoop's debut album is called Doggy Style, 41. USA equals 41. Kobe Bryant equals 41. And Kobe died at 41 years old. Kobe died 41 minutes after his helicopter took off. Slick Rick equals 41. And Super Bowl equals 41, and the Super Bowl was in LA. So Catchy the Great died on 2/15/2021. And Drakeo the Ruler died on 12/19/2021. If you include the end date, this is exactly 44 weeks later. Now, obviously the book's called 38 Special, but if there was a second number, it would have to be 44. As far as killing and hip hop, and 38 is the main number, but 44 is right behind it. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Somebody in the chat is bringing up Kobe right now. Just for the record, Kobe died exactly 38 weeks after his wife's birthday, and he had that affair in Colorado, the 38th state, where there's a lot of death things connected to. And then, of course, they had to put up the Kobe statue the day they lost to the Nuggets. And then LeBron set the record for points scored in a big 38 ritual, and then the Nuggets won the finals. None of these things are an accident, but yeah, the 38 thing, just so people know, it extends beyond hip-hop. It's just huge in the world of hip-hop. And I guess technically, in a way, Kobe kind of connects, because for a minute he was trying to compete with Allen Iverson in the recording booth, but that didn't work out too well for him. So,
right.
Go ahead.
Right. So Catchy the Great and Drakeo the Ruler died exactly 44 weeks later if you include the end date. Kill equals 44. Lupercalia is 44. The Ruler equals 44. Execution 44. Pyru 44. Drakeo did not smoke weed, but he smoked cigarettes. Cigarettes 44 in the main cipher. Snoop dropped his second single to his new compilation album, The Algorithm, 44 days before the stabbing of Drakeo. He has a song on the album called Murder Music, and it features Benny the Butcher, a rapper from Buffalo. A butcher uses a knife to work with, like how Drakeo was stabbed with the knife. Murder Music equals 144, 54, 153, and 72. It's an exact match with Jesuit order. It's an exact match. 144, 54, 153, 72. Do you think that's a coincidence? I mean, it's an exact match in all 4 ciphers. So,
Yep.
okay, so now let's go to the 38. If you include the end date, Drakeo died 308 days after Ketchy died. In numerology, the 0 does not count. So if you drop the 0, it's kind of like 38. Ketchy died on a date with 38 numerology. One of Drakeo's biggest song is called Talk to Me, featuring Drake. Talk to Me equals 97 and 25. The word death equals 38, 97, and 25. Drakeo is dead 38 days after the release of Drake's song Knife Talk. So Drake comes out with this song called Knife Talk. 38 days later, Drakeo's dead from a knife. Obviously, Drakeo and Drake have eerily similar rap names. Now the reason why now keep in mind, Drake is about to turn 38 years old. I think it's November later on this year. So
October 24th, is that what it by the way, something
yeah,
we just realized about Drake the other day is you remember how the other year how they synced up the Toronto Raptors winning the championship in Game 6 with Drake and how Kawhi came over that year to the Raptors, Kawhi Leonard on the day that Drake put out that Scorpio album? We realized that the day that Drake turned 6 years old, since he calls Toronto the Six, that was the same day that Toronto won the World Series in 92 on Drake's 6th birthday. So I think that's another sign that Drake was one of these chosen ones from a young age. Might as well have been a member of the Mickey Mouse Club. He can rap all he wants about starting from the bottom, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Looks like he was born into the club, one of the chosen ones. Because I don't think it's an accident that the Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series on his 6th birthday in light of how connected he is to that number.
just to that point, when Kendrick dropped Euphoria, which was the first diss track that he dropped it at 8:24 a.m. Right, and those are Kobe numbers because Kobe wore the number 8 and the number 24. So he dropped Euphoria at 8:24 a.m. on the West Coast time. And remember that Kobe scored 81 points against the Raptors. So it's kind of like a subliminal message.
Well,
This
Kobe's connected to Tupac in a way because Kobe was drafted in the NBA the year Tupac died. And I got to go back and look. I want to say that Tupac's last interview before his death was the day that Kobe Bryant was drafted in the NBA. I think it's the exact same day, if I'm not mistaken. I'll go back and double check that, but it's something like that. There's a connection with Tupac and Kobe. I came across that when I was doing research for stuff I've been working on. But yeah, go ahead again.
yeah, so basically it was, and by the way, I think Tupac's last show was on 7/4, 7/4. But so basically, Kobe scored 81 points against the Raptors. And so Kendrick, he dropped that diss at 8:24 a.m., basically saying that, he was going to go score 81 points. He was going to go crazy on Drake, which he did. And most people agree that Kendrick won the
And
battle.
by the way, does anyone really think that he just put out all those songs just in a row, just day after day? I think it's all bullshit, man. I think they recorded those songs a while ago.
No
That's my
way.
personal take.
No way. Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're on the same label. So this is all planned out. Because
Exactly.
rap was stale last year. Like, I mean, a lot of the women took over rap last year. So, but see, this is the thing. If the powers that be didn't put out, all this bullshit music, they wouldn't even have to be a beef to revive rap. But because they don't, because the media, the people who control rap or hip hop, they come out with so much trash that last year the numbers went down. I think it was the worst year for hip hop yet as far as streaming and numbers. And so they needed something to revive it, to bring it back. And
Yeah.
what better than a beef? And especially when you have racial undertones, so they always want to divide with race. But okay, so let me just finish this. So okay, so like I was saying, Drake Hill was dead 38 days after the release of Knife Talk. Drake, death equals 38, murder 38, and 83. The stabbing was at 8:30 p.m. Killing 38, stabbing 38, RIP 38, rapper 38. Ketchy died during Lupercalia, the ancient festival of ritual sacrifice, and Drakeio died during Saturnalia. This is far from a coincidence. Keep in mind that this specific Saturday, 12/18/2021, which is named after Saturn, fell in the time of Saturnalia, the Roman festival related to sacrifice. Saturn is related to the Grim Reaper, thus death and judgment. December 18th, when you write it out, equals 93. Drakeio the ruler was born on 12/1/93. He took his son to the Long Beach Aquarium right before he died. Long Beach Aquarium equals 93. Saturn 93, Godson 93, Crucifix 93. One of Drakeio's projects is called Ain't That the Truth equals 93. Pyru Gang equals 93. YG's Gang. Snoop released his debut album in 93. On this album, he covered Slick Rick's song Lottie Lottie Dottie Da, Lottie Dottie, almost in its entirety. At the time, it was very uncommon for rappers to use complete song lyrics from another rapper. So 12/1, the day Drake Earl was born, is kind of like 121. Blood sacrifice equals 121. Revelation equals 121. Now, let's look at the numbers 61 and 66 in the ritual. Consider in numerology, 6 represents man / creation, and 1 represents God. So Jesus is God's son, or God's mortal man. He's sent to earth. He is 61, man plus God. 61 is also the 18 prime, or 6 plus 6 plus 6. Drakeio died on the 19th. This was 6 days before Christmas. YG, a local rapper from LA, who allegedly has his beef with Drakeio, has a song called 666. As we know, 666 is the number of the beast. Prophecy equals 666 in Jewish. Number of the beast, 66. 42 months. When you write it out, 66. New Testament, 66. Here is wisdom, 66. Ketchy the Great, 66. LeBron James, 66. Pearl Harbor, 66. Kells, 66. Kells was a member of the Stink Team. Murder was the case equals 66. 666 is thought about in Revelation, the 66th book and final book of most Bibles. I mentioned how rappers get killed in what we call a Jesus ritual. Jesus equals 61. All these words equal 61. Christian, Christmas, cross, sins, God, solar deity, Holy Spirit, church, time, Tupac, young gangster. Stabbed in the neck equals 61. 187 equals 61. When you write it out, Daryl Caldwell equals 61. Cypress Hill, 61. John Fletcher, Once Upon a Time equals 61. Ralphie the Plug equals 61. Drakeio's blood brother, who was at the festival trying to fight the assailants who attacked Drakeio. Slim 400, which was YG's partner, died on the date with 61 numerology. Drakeio was dead on Snoop Dogg's 61st day of his age. He was stabbed on the 18th, and he died 18 days after his own birthday. Hip hop equals 18. IHS equals 18. Drakeio died on the date with 18 numerology. The Drakeio the Ruler's real name is Daryl Wayne Caldwell. That equals 84. And this is propaganda for the United States of America, which equals 84. It was reported by the media that the paramedics arrived at the scene at 8:40 p.m. Jesuit equals 84. He died early Sunday, 84. Is this a coincidence? Coincidence equals 84. Well, if you think it is, here's another coincidence. Coincidence equals 213. The word coincidence. The very first group Snoop was in was called 213. The group was named 213 because this is the area code in Los Angeles. Tupac released his last album while he was alive on 2/13/96, kind of like 213. 213 days later, he was dead from a drive-by shooting. Drive-by shooting equals 213. Snoop's new album released 213 days after his last, which was released on 4/20/21. 187 days before his mother died on October 24th, 2021. The word death equals 213 in satanic. And one of Drake Yo's projects is called Ain't That the Truth equals 213. So there's a little bit more, but I'm gonna stop right there as far as that goes. You know, a lot of these.
Let's do this real quick.
Go ahead.
Again, since Drake's turning 38, and this is the really fateful number in hip hop history, shows up all the time. If you guys saw it, one of the buzzing headlines today is the death of a black man who got. Did you see the headline about the guy who just got the pig kidney and then died days later? You see that?
I didn't.
It's another 38 ritual in the headlines today. Again, the 38s are everywhere, but in hip hop, they're just so consistent. Do we want to go through the list of the top 10 38s?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why I brought up Drake Yo was because when you were talking about Drake Yo on the live stream you did about Kendrick and Drake, I heard you mention Knife Talk, and that's why I want to bring that up. Because I mean, there was a lot to that Drake Yo, and he like, what are the odds that he gets killed with a knife? Like most rappers get shot.
Right. That's why it just seems so obvious.
Yes. So.
And again, he dies during Saturnalia, right? And the two artists on this song, Knife Talk, are 21 Savage and Drake. And Drake has that gematria 21 as well, like Saturn equals 21. And again, 21 is the sixth triangular number, and Saturn's the sixth planet. So you have these two rappers put out this song, and then this fateful pattern unfolds with a rapper whose name kind of sounds like Drake. And of course, they had just put out a song earlier that year. I mean, that's why there's so many layers. And when you realize how repetitive these patterns are, it's undeniable. And then the other thing is 56. In Jewish gematria, 56 connects to Saturn as well. And again, Saturn's connected to death and judgment. And you just wonder, this death of this man with a name so similar to Drake, was this a sign all along that Drake was in big trouble in this industry that does this to sell records? Death sells. You know, was this a little precursor for what could happen to Drake when he turns 38 a little bit later this year?
Yeah, I mean, and think about it. Kendrick's not safe either. I mean, eventually he's going to turn 38.
Yeah.
So I mean, all this could be
his whole tribute to LA in his song. He does turn 37. That's a big number in Los Angeles. It's also a shooting number 237. And again, you begin your 38th year of life. So it's hard to say exactly where they're going with this, but the writing's on the wall based on hip hop history with these numbers, that their number's just about up. That's the point we're making. And by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Jonathan and I, when we collaborated in spring of what year was that? 2020? Oh, he had to take a phone call real quick. While he's on the phone, spring of 2020, King Von is the rapper's name. He put out this album with this huge tribute to LeBron, and it had all these fateful numbers on it. And we said, uh-oh, it looks like he's going to end up in the hip-hop, cemetery as well before long. And then, boom, it was the exact numbers we talked about in March. He ended up dead later that year in November, right after LeBron won that finals that got shifted to October because of the supposed pandemic. All right, Jonathan, I was buying you some time. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. We predicted the death of King Von in March, and then in November he was dead. And it was all based off that album cover.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
so we're kind of doing the same thing right now. We're saying, listen, based on this history and these numbers, it doesn't look too good for these guys. And some of you guys will say, well, I don't think they die anyway. They just go off to Celebrity Island. That might be possible, but the point is understand this code to understand how it's all manipulated. Whether they're really being killed or not is another debate, but there is a code, and a lot of people's lives have at least been reported to have ended by this very same code over and over. And again, just somebody came through the chat earlier and left a comment. Gematria doesn't prove nothing. It's just like, I don't know where these people come from with these comments. When we're showing this stuff day after day, it wasn't just on 5-7. The news wasn't just Kendrick Lamar and Aubrey Graham. It was Stormy Daniels taking the stand, whose name's 57, and everything else. And it's like this day after day, news by the numbers, the world of hip hop and beyond. Okay, go ahead, Jonathan.
No, but think about how history repeats itself, right? So back then, Tupac and Biggie was the two biggest rappers, right? They both end up dying 6 months apart from each other. Now today, you can say Kendrick and Drake are the two biggest rappers. So I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen, but history does repeat itself. And look at these. Supposedly, there's been a couple of drive-bys at Drake's house. I mean, what are the odds of drive-bys in this super rich neighborhood?
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna do is so I was going back in history, and I'm just gonna start with the very first step that mostly everybody's heard of, and so I'm including DJ Scott LaRock because this was the first death in hip hop that I can remember of the most famous person, or I mean of a very famous person. Now, DJ Scott LaRock was a DJ for Boogie Down Productions, which consists of well, at the time it was D Nice, KRS-One, DJ Scott LaRock. So basically, I'm going to talk about how the number 38 fits in with the top 10 rappers or even DJs, because he was a DJ in history. So this was the DJ Scott LaRock was the first major hip hop artist to be murdered. He was 25 years old, just like Tupac, when he was shot and killed on August 27, 1987. So this is how long this has been going on now, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the main numbers surrounding the death of hip hop artists is the number 38. Scott LaRock equals 38 in full reduction gematria. The Bronx, New York gets the credit for where hip hop started. The Bronx equals 38. DJ Scott LaRock was a founding member of the hip hop group Boogie Down Productions. He was a disc jockey and producer. KRS-One and D Nice, the other founding members of the group, have gone on to have illustrious careers. And that's no coincidence. And as I always talk about, when it comes to a rap group, there's always at least one member that gets knocked off. And there's like, I mean, this is documented. I have this all down on paper. When it comes to a group, there's always somebody that goes. Surprisingly, nobody from Bone has gone yet. But remember, Crazy Bone had a scare not too long ago.
Yeah, right after the hip hop's 50th anniversary. He also released a weird video on the internet about a month ago, kind of beefing with another member. And he goes, normally I don't like to do this. Normally if I do, I take the video down, but I'm keeping this one up. But he seemed all weirded out too. I was like, I don't know if he did this video or he was told to put this video up. Just to remind people about Bone Thugs, they were founded by Eazy-E, and just familiar themes. Eazy-E died on the 201st day of his age, and he died on March 26th, that 26/3 day, 263, the 56th prime. Again, if you don't know about the Jesuits, big numbers of the Jesuits are 201, 56, and 95. There's a reason the U.S. just paid $95 billion to Ukraine and Israel on the 201st day of the war. But, yeah, Eazy-E discovered Bone, and you know that Bone's original name is Band-Aid Boys, which equals 201?
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah,
You told me that
Band-Aid.
one.
If you look it up, Bone's original name was the Band-Aid Boys, which is 201. And Eazy is another one of these deaths at Cedars-Sinai's Medical Center. There's a long list of celebrity deaths there that just are weird as everything. And then, of course, Tupac got shot on Eazy-E's birthday. But yeah, sorry, I just want to remind people that a lot of these narratives and stories, I mean, they're bigger because you go back and you look at Eazy-E's death and how it was synced up with Ice Cube's Lethal Injection album. And then you think about how Event 201 was the pandemic simulation, and they told everybody who was darker complected, they definitely need to get the shot. And there was 201 men in the control group in the Tuskegee experiment. And again, you start to realize that these have been highly ritualistic deaths all these times. And a lot of people have said that Eazy-E was injected with something right before his sudden passing. So, you know. But yeah, sorry, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Eazy-E too. So okay, so right, Scott LaRock murdered, and KRS-One and D Nice go on to have great careers. The group's debut album, Criminal Minded, is a hip hop classic. Criminal Minded equals 74. 74 is a huge number when it comes to this study. The words killing, rapper, Jewish, Masonic, and weapon all equal 74 in English ordinal. Tupac's last concert was on 7/4/96.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think I realized that before.
Yeah. Now, let's look at the number 43. All these numbers equals 43. DJ Scott LaRock, The Bronx, R.I.P., Killing, Masonic, Pimp Daddy, which is the next rapper on this list. NWA, Thug Life, Rap a Lot, SUC, which is stands for the Screwed Up Click. The Firm, Lil Wayne, Florida, DMX died on 4/3. Sean Price and Gangsta Boo both died at 43 years old. The most famous and commercially successful rapper on this list is Tupac Shakur. Tupac died at 25 years old, just like Scott LaRock. You can say their time was up. Def 25, Time 25, Nigga 25, Weapon 25. Pac-Man is considered one of the innovators of drill music. He was from Chicago. On 6/21/2010, Pac-Man was shot and killed at the age of 25. Eazy-E's debut album sold a little over 2.5 million copies in the United States. DJ Scott LaRock equals 83 in reverse reduction gematria. Murder equals 83. The number 83 is the reflection of the number 38. The song Murder by Numbers came out in 83 by the band The Police. And like I mentioned before, the police are responsible for a lot of these unsolved murders of hip hop artists. This explains why there are often no suspects. Hip hop started in the Bronx, so it's only fitting that the first major artist to die comes from the Bronx, New York. The two men charged for the murder were acquitted at trial.
Yeah, go figure. Funny how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, they got off.
Yeah. And again, for people who got here late, somebody's quoting the Snoop Dogg music video or the song "Murder Was the Case." And again, Snoop Dogg's actual murder case had a lot to do with these same old Jesuit 56 numbers, as Jonathan covered at the beginning. Again, I think that's also a point that people really need to take home. Again, just the history, how it all lines up, the calendar, the language, the Jesuits, the recurring number patterns that they use in all kinds of rituals, including the death of their entertainers. And again, there's no more deadly entertainment profession than the world of hip hop. That's where the majority of deaths happen at very young ages frequently. However, I got to say, in the year of hip hop's 50th anniversary, it almost seems like they eased up.
Yeah, I noticed that too, right?
which I guess is a nice thing. I'm not mad about it. I mean, that's good to see. And a part of me wonders, like, if we're having an impact on that. I'm like, well, maybe we're making them slow down their roll with all their ritual sacrifice.
Yeah, yeah. Well, second on the list is Eazy-E, which we've talked about a little bit. Eazy-E is known as the godfather of gangster rap. He was the leader of NWA. NWA equals 38.
Mm-hmm.
And this group was the group that brought gangster rap to the forefront of hip hop.
And not only does NWA equal 38, but the N, of course, stands for that favorite word in hip hop, which also has the 38 encoding. The soft A ending, the NIGGA is
Yeah.
38, just like rappers 38. This number that's all over hip hop deaths.
And if you notice on the Kendrick song Euphoria, at the end he says he doesn't want Drake using the N word anymore because they're trying to they're trying to make it a racial thing too. Like Rick Ross came out with a diss towards Drake and he's calling him a white boy, and Kendrick is basically saying Drake can't use the N word no more because he's half white, but he's been using it all along. Like now all of a sudden it's a problem.
I just now thought about something in light of that song being called Euphoria. Did you see the work I did at the beginning of the year when the actor from Euphoria dropped dead at age 25?
No, I missed that.
Okay, so apparently that same actor was asked to do a biopic about Mac Miller after his death. And of course, Mac Miller died in a very similar ritual, and there were 38s all over his passing. But I just now remembered that this actor's in the HBO show Euphoria. And hold on, there's a hip hop piece with this because he's the drug dealer in the show. The actor who supposedly died from a drug overdose at age 25 is also the drug dealer in the show. And the episode where he sells drugs to the main character and she nearly overdoses is titled Stuntin' Like My Daddy. And Lil Wayne's another 38, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's a Lil Wayne song, Stuntin' Like My Daddy, and it's with his, his lover Birdman. Some weird stuff going on there. That song came out on 18/7, that 187 thing you're talking about. Of course, Euphoria's got the 42 like Jesuit, but hold on. There's another. I haven't looked at this since it happened. Oh, that's right. He was supposed to play Mac Miller, who did a song called The Jesuits. Let's not forget that either. But God, where's the part at? Hold on. All right. Lil Wayne, he has that. Lil Wayne's birthday is also the day the Jesuits are recognized by Roman history. Lil Wayne was 40 years old at the time of this death, and overdose equals 40. And supposedly the guy from the episode Stunt Like My Daddy, which has a drug overdose, he ends up overdosing. Again, the point is this entire, like we're talking about the Jesuits, HBO's founded by a Jesuit. It's like they've made a web connecting all of these celebrities, and they're dropping these little riddles and clues. You follow the trail, you start to see how everything lines up with the same patterns. Here it is. Angus Cloud, the actor who died from this episode connected to Lil Wayne, which equals 38, died 38 days after the anniversary of the episode.
Huh.
So, and it kind of just reminds me of the Hollywood movie that came out the other year, House Party with LeBron James. It's at his house, and in the movie, part of the plot is they got to go visit the Illuminati, and then the rapper Kid Cudi, who was 38 years old when he was in that film, he gets killed at the Illuminati party at age 38. So,
but
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, Drake has something to do with that Euphoria show.
Look at this, Jonathan. Look at this. I'm glad I went back and looked. I don't know if he does, but the first episode of Euphoria came out
616.
on June. Yeah, exactly.
616. I was just about to say that. 616.
So you see that this is all connected because again, Drake's first diss song's Euphoria, and then the next song is 616 in LA, Tupac's birthday.
616, right? And that's the date that it came out, 616, exactly. But not only that, but 616 is Father's Day, and so basically Kendrick is trying to say that he's Drake's daddy, right? 616 is the birthday of Tupac, And 6/16 is the day when the first season of Euphoria, the show Drake executive produced, premiered. So he's the executive producer of this show.
Mm-hmm.
And 6/16 is the date that the O.J. Simpson murder trial was submitted in L.A. in '94.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is relevant because on the 6/16 NLA disc, there's a picture of a single glove, and the glove was famously presented as evidence in the case. So it's kind of like Kendrick is submitting his murder trial for the murder of Drake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You know, I see how deep this is, because I know that one of the main things that Drake got shamed for in these diss tracks from Kendrick Lamar is about being a pedophile. And I'm just now reminded that one of the main storylines in the HBO show Euphoria is a father has a sex addiction, and he doesn't mean to have sex with minors, but it becomes a thing. Some of the people he's sleeping with are actually underage, and he doesn't realize it. And there's a big cover up for that. And I didn't realize that Drake was a producer on this show, but I'm just starting to see how this big joke of a script is really coming together in real time. This is why I love doing streams with Jonathan. Just all the stars start to align when Jonathan comes on. But yeah,
right.
go ahead again.
Yeah.
Go ahead again. It's all making more sense now.
It does. But okay, so if I'm not mistaken, was 6/16, was that the day that he killed Nicole, OJ? Oh,
No, the
or
June 12th is the date, supposedly, which is
well,
George
okay, and
Herbert
then
Walker Bush's birthday. And then they found the crime scene the next day on the day, leaving 201 days left in the year. Old 201.
okay. Okay, so then on 6/16 is when they said, "Hey, we're charging you with murder."
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so on the cover on the 6/16 NLA cover. Oh, by the way, he dropped the song at 6:16 a.m.
Which one?
The 6/16 NLA.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Supposedly he dropped it on YouTube at 6:16 a.m. And of course Tupac's involved in this, and now that's his birthday. And I mean, like, he really, like, you think that he just came up with all this stuff in a couple of days? This was all planned out. There's no way that he could have came up with all this in a couple of days. He just went in the studio and came up with diss tracks. This is
It,
all super planned out.
It's super planned out. It's so planned out because, again, not only does the song reference Tupac's birthday, 6/16, but then he's putting it out on the real Machiavelli's birthday, when the other year Tupac's mom was announced dead on the real Machiavelli's birthday. And again, that's 5/3. And Tupac would turn 53 years old this year if he were alive.
Yeah.
And the Machiavelli album released on that Jesuit day, Guy Fawkes Day. Remember the 5th of November, the day leaving 56 days left in the year, but it released 53 days after Tupac died. So that's why you can see that something mega is coming in the year Tupac. If Tupac were alive, he would turn 53 this year on 6/16. This song on 5/3. Again, it's all Jesuit. Kendrick Lamar's 87. He born in 87. The founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius Loyola's 87, like the Catholic Church, like Hail Mary, the big hit single on the Tupac album after he died. Couldn't get more Catholic than Hail Mary. But again, people need to understand who's doing it. Look at it. I mean, a diss track getting all the mainstream attention 139 days after the Pope's birthday. Who would have thunk it? But this is the way it is.
That's interesting right there too.
Yeah.
But what I thought about too is that, you know, how they're trying to make it about race. So maybe the other thing about that 6/16 in LA is that basically Kendrick is saying that he murdered a white woman, you know, which is Drake. They're trying to make it about race, you know, like how OJ murdered this white woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just.
By the way, I forgot to cover this the other day. I put this in my written post, but then didn't talk about it in my video. If there's any member of Bone Thugs and Harmony out there watching, you never know. You guys might get pulled into this, because Jeremiah 6:16 says, "This is what the Lord says: stand at the crossroads and look, ask for the ancient paths." When I read that, I was like, God, are they even going to pull Bone into this thing? Because Bone did the song with Tupac and Cleveland and LA, and we all know how that worked out with Super Bowl 56.
And they got a song with Biggie. They got a song with Eazy-E.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. They got a song with Biggie, and yeah, you're right. That
Easy.
and their big song with Biggie came out right after Biggie's death. And let's not forget that Tupac died on the anniversary of Biggie's album "Ready to Die," and then Biggie's album "Life After Death" is put out right after he dies. It's like, come on, man. I was a teenager when this stuff was going on, and the Biggie thing, that album that came out with the title of it right after he died, I was like, okay, what is going on? I mean, what?
Huh. Huh. Well, I read Revelation 6:16, and it says, "They called to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb." It's kind of like how Drake has been sitting at the throne of hip hop for like the last 10, 15 years.
Not in my book. He hasn't been sitting at any throne. So,
Well,
but
yeah,
yeah,
not
in the world
not
of
in my
mainstream,
book either.
I can't stand Drake. I remember
Yeah,
when I first heard Drake's name.
yeah,
It was
no.
about 2009, and I had this coworker. His name was Sean. Big Sean told me, Zach, don't you know that every college football player takes steroids? Zach, he was a college football player himself. He played at New Mexico, but he was a funny guy. But man, he loved Drake so much. I remember when he first put on Drake, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think I like it. Singing it, I don't know. It sounds like I don't know. It sounds emasculated. I don't think I'm a Drake fan. Anyway, go ahead.
Right, I never liked Drake either. Like I remember I was when Drake first came out, his first album came out, I was in a restaurant in Oakland, right? And they literally I was sitting there eating for maybe like an hour. They literally played his album. I think it was the radio, but they literally played his whole album back to back. It was like a maybe it was like a 7 song LP or something like that. They played all 7 songs back to back to back to
Huh.
back. And I was like, wow, they're gonna make this guy big.
Yeah, he
On
started to
the
get a lot of
mainstream
hype right
radio, that's
away.
unheard of. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. Like they thought like that's what they do. They plan this stuff way in advance. Like, you know, like 20, 30, 40 years in advance.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and like we're saying, I mean, like literally, it looks weird now. We know they synced the Raptors finals up with Drake. So now to look back and see that Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series on Drake's 6th birthday, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure this guy was born to be chosen from the beginning. So
I didn't even know that.
yeah, October
Huh.
24th, 92, Drake's 6th birthday.
Huh. And so yeah, so second on the list, Easy. And um there are there are mysterious circumstances surrounding the death of Eazy, to say the least. Death Row Records founder Suge Knight once said on a television show how killing someone with a contaminated blood injection and Easy E thing was a new way to kill people rather than shooting them. Easy passed away on 3/26/1995. Ice Cube, a former member of NWA, had an album called Lethal Injection. The album starts with a skit called The Shot. This album released in 93 on 12/7, known as Pearl Harbor Day. Saturn is the keeper of time. Saturn equals 93. Stretch 93. Stretch is the next rapper on this list. And Stretch was affiliated with Tupac. Easy and Tamika Woods got married at approximately 9:30 p.m. on 3/14/95. Rootless Records equals 93. And speaking of Bone, they were signed to Rootless Records. Um,
And again, Ruthless Records 201, Easy E's label, like he's dead on the 201st day of his age. And I think the first act he signed was Bone, who originally was going to be the Band Aid Boys for another 201.
yep, yep. As you read this book, you'll see how the number 4 is also a number associated with death. Ice Cube's 4th studio album, the word studio equals 38, was just called Lethal Injection. And let's see, I'm just trying to skim through it. So that's pretty much sums up Easy. There's a lot to it, but that pretty much sums it up. Oh, he did have a song called Real Motherfucking G's. That equals 83, the way you spell it. Murder 83. Let's see. Okay. So that's Easy E. So Scott LaRock, Easy E, and then we could just go straight to. I think I'm gonna just go straight to Tupac. Hold on. There's others in between, but here's number 3, Tupac. Tupac is one of the most famous rappers of all time. He was the most famous and popular rapper in the 90s. He was very influential. He sold over 75 million records and is considered a legend. We all know how talented Tupac was because we've seen him in movies and we've listened to his music. But did you know that Tupac died on a date with just like Biggie? 9/13/1996.
You broke
He
up right
reportedly
there, but I'm
died in
pretty
the.
sure what you said is they both died on 38 date numerology. Is that what you said when you broke up?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Okay.
You can hear me, right? Yeah.
You're good. Yeah, you just little places you've broken up for a second, but you've been mostly good. That was like the first time where I really had to make sure that that's what you said. So go ahead.
Yeah, it says um Tupac and Biggie both died on a date with 38 numerology. 1396. Um he reportedly died in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tupac had a song called Hit 'em Up. Hit 'em Up equals 38 in the most important cipher, which is full reduction. Hit 'em Up 38, Thug Life 38, Rapper 38, Death 38, RIP 38, Nigga 38, Killing 38, Change 38. Remember he had the big song. Uh, didn't he have a song called Changes?
Tupac, yeah, in '98 after he died, a decade before Obama.
Yep, the word change equals 38.
Mm-hmm.
Blasphemy 38. He also has a song called Blasphemy, which equals 38.
Mm-hmm.
On 9/7/96, Tupac was allegedly shot in Las Vegas, Nevada. September 7th can be written as 9/7. Tupac and Biggie were enemies. Their rap careers were pre-planned from the start until the end, which is the same thing you could say with Kendrick and Drake. This is just history repeating itself. That's all.
Exactly. I mean, and they're making it super obvious too. But again, all is number. You see it by recognizing the numbers and the dates. You're like, come on, man.
Everybody's
Obvious
saying
reference
rap
to
is back.
Tupac on the real Machiavelli's birthday. Come on. You still there, Jonathan? I think Jonathan froze for a second. But
Uh-oh.
yeah, just the level of planning, the fact that they waited until the year that Tupac would turn 53, and it just happens to be the year that Drake's turned 38. Jonathan, I think you're coming back right now because you snapped out of being frozen on my screen. I heard something about Drake put out a diss track using a Tupac AI voice. I haven't listened to this myself. Do you know anything about that?
Oh yeah. So supposedly he uses this is called tailor-made freestyle, and it's Snoop and Tupac. And we talked about Snoop too. So Snoop and Tupac is on the song, and so that it's funny how they're like bringing Tupac into this beef, because on the
It's called
on the
is it
last
called
this
AI? Is the song called AI?
it's called tailor-made freestyle. I'm just going off the top of my head.
Oh, I see it. Okay, here it is. I got
You
to
can
look
hear
it
me,
up.
right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it was kind of freezing up for just a second, but so yeah, so Snoop and Tupac is on the song, right? And so on Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us," the very last, well, the last song that he released in this disc, he's like, he's basically there's a part where he says, "You think that the Bay is gonna let you disrespect Pac?" And he goes, "I think that Oakland show gonna be your last stop." Because remember, because Tupac, he used to, if you listen to Tupac, a lot of his very first album was recorded in Oakland. Um, and on a lot of the songs, he's talking about, I'm straight out of Oakland. He used to represent Oakland a lot because he lived there for a while, and he also lived in Marin County. So so the way on the Kendrick song, he's like, hey, you think the Bay's gonna let you disrespect Pac? Because he came out with this tailor-made freestyle AI track, and the way Kendrick is looking at it, according to the song, is like, that's disrespectful to Pac. Like, why are you bringing him into this? Like, this is between me and you. What does this have to do with Pac and Snoop and all these other people? So,
Yeah.
and the song is trash. I mean, it does.
Here, just off the top of my head, I see it came out on Ignatius of Loyola Day, April 19th. Again, we're talking about the Jesuits. It's a special day to the Jesuits. And it just reminds me that it was shortly after the announcement of OJ's death. And then he was last seen in the well, the TaylorMade's like a big golf brand. So I'm just wondering if there's some connection with that. But anyway, go ahead, Jonathan.
Yeah. So back to Tupac, and what I was saying is that um, the Biggie and Tupac beef was pre-planned, and they knew what the role was from the start until the end. And it's the same thing that they're doing now. Kendrick and Drake have this pre-planned beef just to bring hip hop back. And think about it. If you're a hip hop artist right now and you're trying to drop an album in the middle of this beef, it's not gonna go good for you because nobody's really paying attention to anything outside of this. So it's not a good time to come out with an album because everybody's just so into the beef. So, but like I was saying, this is all the powers that be. They're the ones who did this. If they wouldn't have been putting out trash in the mainstream, we wouldn't have to have a beef to revive hip hop, right? So Tupac and Biggie's beef took rap to another level with the East versus West conflict. I would not doubt if Biggie and Tupac are still alive. And so the word death equals 97, Notorious 97, Hit 'em Up 97, Rockefeller Records 97, Carter 97, as in Sean Carter, as in Jay-Z's last name. Carter's 97. Hot 97 is a hip hop station in New York. Jay-Z is the biggest beneficiary of the death of Notorious Big and Tupac, next to Puff Daddy. Several record labels profited from the death of Tupac: Interscope, Jive, and Death Row, to name a few. In 2000,
The
you
No
can still
Way Out album. No Way Out came out later that year, which was Puff Daddy's first album back when Mace was the big thing after Biggie's death. Didn't the No Way Out album come out 97 days later? Or am I mixing that up?
No, you're right. You're right. That came out in 97. That came out in 97. Um,
I gotta go
yeah.
back and see how many days
Uh,
later it was. There was something to that.
okay. Um, now check this out, right? Um, in 2003, Rock Nation bought all Tupac's masters tapes from Entertainment One. Rock Nation, which is Jay-Z's label, is the official owner of Tupac's masters. Once Biggie passed, Jay-Z became the king of New York and arguably all of hip hop. So now let's just say, hypothetically speaking, um, Kendrick and Drake die. There's going to be somebody that's going to benefit off that, mainly the record labels, right? Because think about how much streaming, how much music is going to sell from both of these artists' catalog, right?
Right.
So let's say they get rid of Drake and Kendrick. Somebody else has to come along, and now this is just going to create a new king of hip hop. It's just history repeating itself.
Yeah, and that's what they do. That's what this gang does. They just make history repeat itself, and they make it very obvious if you're paying attention.
And okay, so let's see. Now another good 38 is, so that's 3. So here's Biggie, which is number 4. I mentioned that Tupac's equals 38 in full reduction gematria. Biggie's wife Faith is mentioned in the song. The number 44 is another interesting in this study, especially as it relates to hip hop. Um, So once Tupac died, there were 3 other rappers that died after him in 96. G Slim, Yaki Gaddafi, and Twin Scarface. Biggie he became the 4th rapper to die since Tupac, right? So Biggie was the 4th rapper to die after Tupac, and the first in 97. So 4, remember I was saying how 4 is associated with death, right? So so Biggie dies, he's the 4th rapper to die after Tupac, and it's no coincidence that he's the first rapper to die in 97. Death 97, Notorious 97. Faith equals 44. Voletta Wallace equals 44, which is Biggie's mother. Kill 44, deceased 44, shooting 44, execution 44, numerology, officer, department, all equal 44. Who shot ya equals 44. Notice that Biggie's diss song towards Tupac, which is Who Shot Ya, equals 44, and Tupac's diss song towards Biggie equals 38. Right? These 2 numbers, 38 and 44, are the biggest numbers when it comes to hip hop related deaths. 39 is the number when it comes to New York. New York 39, Biggie 39, Shakur 39. Tupac was born in New York. Puff Daddy equals 39. Diamond equals 39. Method Man equals 39. Method Man is the only rapper that raps besides Biggie himself on Biggie's debut album. And keep in mind, Method Man has a song with Tupac, has a song with Biggie, and has a song with DMX.
Huh. Whenever I think of Method Man, I just think of him and Old Dirty Bastard on MTV, and Old Dirty Bastard talking about all this conspiracy stuff, and Method Man's like there. He's like, I don't have anything to say about any of this. Don't connect me. I know I'm sitting next to him, but it's not me. And then next thing you know, Old Dirty Bastard's dead, and Method Man's in movies and HBO shows, and he's cheesing The Wire, and yeah.
And then Method Man's not stupid, because I watched that video too. And it's like he knew exactly what Old Dirty was saying was right, but he couldn't say anything, because he didn't want to sacrifice his future career. And like you're saying, he's this big time actor now. He's still coming out with music, but his acting career has definitely blown up.
Yep.
So Biggie,
hold on, I gotta tell you something.
Biggie,
Remind me what Tikal is. What is Tikal? It's weed with something else? Sherm?
It's just weed laced with cocaine. It's in Miami.
Yeah, no, that was Method Man's whole thing when he came on the scene. Everything was Tikal. Okay.
This is what I heard, but it's Tikal. If you spell it backwards, it's lace it. So he used to lace his blunts with cocaine.
I see. Okay. That makes sense. I get it. Okay. Laced. Okay, got it.
My research.
Yeah, makes sense.
So Tikal backwards is lace it.
Somebody said in the chat, Method Man equals 38. Is that right? Uh-oh. I think Jonathan froze on us again while we wait to get him back. Let's see. Is that right? Is Method Man another 38? I'm seeing 39 like Jonathan said. 39 like New York.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, Method Man's 39. I didn't know about the 38. I would have caught that.
I think somebody was off.
All right, so wait a minute. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're good. I hear you.
Oh, okay. What is this? It keeps going in and out. All right, so Method Man equals 39. He's the only rapper that has songs with Tupac, Biggie, and DMX. Biggie died on 3/9/97 in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles, California. Biggie's debut album is called Ready to Die. Ready to Die equals 56. It was released on 9/13/94. A date that can be written as 13/9, kind of like 139. His second album, Life After Death, went diamond and that's why I said diamond equals 39. And it's rare to go diamond, especially in hip hop. Note
Diamond's double platinum. What is diamond?
diamond is when you sell 10 million copies.
10 million. Okay.
I mean, that's huge, right? I mean, think about it. If he would have never died, he wouldn't have went diamond.
10
I mean,
million. I can't even sell 5,000 books. Shit, 10 million.
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's a crazy number. Like, I mean, but his death had a lot to do with it. Same thing with Biggie. It's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, if what happens with Kendrick or Drake, something happens to them, the streaming is going to go through the roof. These record labels are going to profit so much. You know, I'm not wishing death on anybody. I'm just saying, like, there's a pattern of this. You got to pay attention to the patterns.
Right.
And so yeah, so Biggie's second album, Life After Death. Think about the name, Life After Death. His first album was called Ready to Die. So Life After Death goes diamond. Notice his first album is called Ready to Die. This is no coincidence. Biggie is considered by many to be one of the greatest rappers of all time. It is no coincidence he had beef with Tupac, who was also considered to be one of the greatest rappers of all time. From the day Biggie died until what would have been his 25th birthday, if you include the end date, is 74 days. Biggie Small, 74, rapper 74, Brooklyn, New York, 74. On the song Respect, he raps, until I got incarcerated, kind of scary. C74, Mark 8 set me straight, not able to move behind the great steel gate. So he's letting you know that he was locked up in C74.
Right.
C74. So that's that, right? So that's number 4. Um let me see. Fat Pat. Fat Pat is next. There's a lot of 38s with Fat Pat, but for the for this first volume, Fat Pat will be in the book. But I'm just talking right now about the illustration book we're about to come out with. So I'm gonna skip Fat Pat for now, even though he is the next rapper on this list. And I'm gonna go straight to L. So this would be number 5. Big L is number 5. So personally, one of my favorite rappers, Big L. Big L in Jewish gematria. In Jewish gematria equals 38. Jew, Africa, nigga, rapper, deaf, all equal 38 in English ordinal. Big L died when he was 24 years old, just like Biggie. Big L equals 24. Deadly equals 24. Big L has a song with Tupac called Deadly Combination. And it's funny how they're both dead, right?
Right.
Deadly Combination. Big L's brother, Leroy Fanasi, was shot and killed on a date with 24 numerology on 6/24/2019. The word Leroy equals 24. Although Big L only released one album while he was alive, he is considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. He has a song called Devil's Son. Devil's Son equals 38 in English ordinal. Tupac and Biggie both died on a date with 38 numerology. Masonic and Jewish both equal 38 in single reduction. Big L was born in 1974. And notice I've been talking about 74 a lot too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Machiavelli, Jesus, Cross, rapper, Masonic, Jewish, occult, Lucifer, all 74 in English ordinal, in the same cipher. So Big L was born in 74. He was born on 5/30/74. This day leaves 215 days left in the year. He would end up dying on 2/15/1999. Right?
Right.
So it's kind of like the number 215.
It's
GB,
also the 46th day of the year, that big sacrifice number.
yeah, good one. I got to throw that in there too. It's GB Tribovelli was a rapper from Queens, New York. the fact that GB Tribovelli, he was a local rapper, right? The fact
Okay.
that GB Tribovelli equals 139 is a big number as far as death in hip hop. Tribovelli sounds like Machiavelli. He was from Queens, New York. Tupac, aka Machiavelli, died on 9/13/96, kind of like 139. Tupac Shakur equals 139. Freemasonry 139. America 139. Jerusalem 139. Big Pun's and Biggie's first name is Christopher 139. They are both from New York and often get compared to each other, Big Pun and Biggie. 139 is the 34 prime number, rapper 34, murder 34.
Black also.
Tupac,
Black's also
Black,
34. Just to
right.
remind people what they did this year, the Bob Marley movie came out on um, Valentine's Day, but then Aston Barrett of Bob Marley and the Wailers drops dead on the 34th day of the year, 11 days before the movie comes out. Black equals 11 forwards, 34 in reverse, and then the movie was One Love, which equals 34 as well. So, yeah, just a reminder, these patterns go beyond hip hop. But, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Tupac had beef with a few rappers from Queens, Prodigy from Mobb Deep being one of them. It's interesting to note that Prodigy and Tupac both died in Las Vegas. Las Vegas 49, America 49, Lord 49. On 6/4/2020, GB Tribovelli was stabbed in the neck by his girlfriend, and he died on the same day. Speaking of stabbing, remember we talked about Drake Yo and how he got stabbed in the neck.
Prodigy died the weekend of sickle cell awareness, or the weekend of that.
Sickle cell anemia weekend, yeah, or weekday, or it might have been the day.
And Tupac makes fun of him for having that on the song "Hit 'Em Up," which is another 38 as well. It's also 97, like the day he ended up getting shot. So we're told. And then there's that 34 again too. Hit 'Em Up, 38 and 34 like Murder and Rapper, 97 like Death, 97 the 25th prime going with his age of death.
Right. Now, Flea Lord is another rapper from Queens who was Prodigy's protege. Flea Lord equals 139, just like GB Tribovelli and Tupac Shakur. It was reported that now this is what was reported, right, by the media. It was reported in the media that Prodigy's cause of death was accidental choking. Accidental choking equals 139. Like, come on, like, who's really
You know,
supposed to
they're
believe
just sitting
this?
there on the gematria calculator, like, how should we? Oh, here we go. Accidental choking fits. Okay, we'll do that.
Right. Yeah, it's got to be like, come on, come on, like, and think about it, like, okay, so think about this, right? Like, these rappers, they all talk this big tough talk, right? They're the biggest gangsters in the world. So how come they're always getting shot and stabbed? And like, come on, like Drake, yo, he talked a lot of tough shit. I mean, just like most of these rappers, but it's like, I don't get like, at what point, like, do you fight back, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. You're talking all this tough talk, but like, when shit goes down, they're always ending up dead, or you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Or they're like driving to their death. Who was the Memphis rapper the other year that got killed on the anniversary of the death of the 3-6 Mafia member?
oh, that's Dolph.
Yeah, and he did that whole Illuminati thing, putting out the tweet about before he died about you got to make sacrifices to feed your family or whatever he said. So,
Yeah.
by the way, did you see
Yeah.
what LeBron James said on JJ Redick podcast like a month ago?
Uh-uh.
Oh my God, everybody
Oh,
needs to.
no. Oh, I think I saw that. I
Yeah, he
think I saw.
doubled down on it. JJ Redick asked him how he has such a long career. He said, "You got to sacrifice your loved ones." And then JJ
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
"What?" And then he just said it again. He's like, "You got to sacrifice your loved ones."
I saw that. Yeah. Wow, that's. I mean, they give it to you in plain sight. You just gotta. It's right there in your face. Like, there's no way around it. Like, so anyway, so it was reported that Prodigy died of accidental choke, and that equals 139. Big L died on 139th Street in Harlem. Guru, the rapper from Gangstar's real name is Keith Edward Elam. Keith Edward Elam equals 139. Big L has a posthumous album called 139 in Lenox. Notice the address he died at, 45 West 139th Street. Hip hop equals 45. He died on a date with 45 numerology, Big L. The last day of Big L's life was February 14th, the 45th day of the year. He died in the time of Lupercalia, which I talked about that with Ketchy the Great and Drakeo. So Big L died in the time of Lupercalia, which happens from February 13th to February 15th. The 13th is the 44th day of the year, and February 15th is the 46th day of the year. Big L, at the time of his death, was preparing to sign a deal with Rockefeller Records, a label that was co-owned by Jay-Z. Big L was shot in a drive-by shooting on 2/15/1999. It was reported by the media that the shooting happened at around 8:30 p.m. Same way they reported with Drakeo, stabbed at 8:30 p.m. Right? Murder equals 83. The song "Murder by Numbers" came out in '83 by the band The Police, and then "Kill 44," Lupercalia 44, and Jay-Z has an album called 444. All right, so now speaking of 444, right? If you look at the day Kendrick is going to turn 37 years old, hold on,
June
I just had it.
17th. His birthday's June 17th.
June 17th, but hold on.
Did we mention how Pimp C died on Jay-Z's birthday? Did we mention that?
Oh no, I'm gonna get to it. But check this out, right? Wait a minute. June. There was something about. Hold on one second. Okay, so Kendrick Lamar, when he turns 37, right, in a little over a month, he'll be exactly 444 months old.
I see.
Yeah, 444 months old when he turns 37 next month. And that is what I was just saying about the 44. Jay-Z has an album called 444.
Yeah.
So so that's okay, so that's Big L. Let's see. Next is Freaky Ty, but we're just strictly talking about the illustration book we're about to come out with. So I'm just trying to get the main ones. Okay, Big Pun, right? So Big Pun was the first hip hop solo Latino artist to go platinum. Big Pun died on the 38th day of the year, February 7th, 2000. And Christopher 67, Blood Sacrifice 67, Soul 67, Rios, which is his last name, 25, Def 25, Time 25. Pun died 89 days after turning 28, or a span of 90 days. 90, when you write it out, is 33. Big Pun 33, New York 33, Masonry 33, Secrecy 33. March 3rd, or 3/3, is the 62nd day of the year. White Plains equals 62. White Plains is where he was, where
he died.
Where he died, yeah, 62. Mason equals 62. Torah 62.
Sacrifice 62.
Sacrifice, yeah, got to add that. There are 89 chapters in the New Testament. Religion equals 89. King James equals 89. King Von's birthday is 8/9/1994, and he died 89 days after his 26th birthday in 2020.
And King James equals 89, and his little death was synced with LeBron in Los Angeles, California is another 89. Yeah, the King Von thing was blatant.
Yeah, that's how we could predict it, months in advance. On 9/8/1989, rapper Keith Cowboy overdosed on cocaine. Smaller rapper, right? But notice the date, 9/8/89.
Sure.
On 8/9/1990, rapper named Brandon Mitchell was shot and killed. G Slim, these are smaller rappers. G Slim equals 89. A rapper from New Orleans shot and killed on 10/13/96, which is exactly 1 month after Tupac died. Now, Big Pun had the right numerology for a New York rapper. 11/10/1971 equals 111. New York equals 111. New York is the 11th state. 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number. Big Pun's first album, Capital Punishment, equals 201, which is the big number, right? 201. And this is considered a hip hop classic. The album was Grammy nominated. He blew up fast and was a lyrical giant. He gave hope that you can make it as a Latino rapper. He died of a heart attack and respiratory failure from a weight problem. His posthumous album was named Endangered Species. And that is a very interesting title regarding what I'm writing about in this book.
Yeah.
Endangered Species. Yeah.
Yeah.
After he died. Notice
And
that
nobody questioned it when he died because he was obese, but Fat Joe lives on.
right, and that's what exactly. That's what I was just about to say. Notice that Fat Joe was the one who discovered Pun, and he was signed to his label, Terror Squad Entertainment. Fat Joe has gone on to have an illustrious career. It makes me wonder because Big Pun was the one with the talent, and
Yeah,
everybody
definitely the better rapper by light years.
it's a known fact that Fat Joe has ghostwriters, just like Drake has ghostwriters. So yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Like out of the group, Terror Squad, somebody always has to go. So out of that group, Big Pun, who had the most talent by anybody in the group, including Remy Ma, including Fat Joe, including Cuban Link, he had the most talent by far. And they just try to say it's a weight problem, but we know it's got to be more than that.
It's crazy how much they still play his song on the radio too. So much money being made off his, and maybe some of it goes to his family, but the majority goes to the record label.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's
again, Big Pun. I forget the. Do you know the Hawaiian guy that covered the song from Wizard of Oz over the rainbow on his little ukulele? You probably heard his song before if you didn't know. But he's a big obese guy too. He also dropped dead on the 38th day of the year, and nobody questioned his death either.
Huh.
I can't think of the guy's name right now, but you've probably heard his cover of that Wizard. It's like the most famous cover of that song. They'll play it on the radio. But yeah, it just both their deaths just remind me of each other because they both died on the 38th day of the year.
Okay. Okay. So, well, speaking of the 38th day of the year, next I think we should do Pop Smoke.
Okay.
So I think
we were on top of this one right away. We're like, this looks like it has to do with 50 Cent. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? And the next thing you know, 50 Cent's finishing his album, and they still got a song with him and 50 Cent on the radio to this day.
Oh yeah, we hit the nail on the head on that one.
It was too obvious.
Yeah. So right here is, I think this is because I said
just how I'm going back, just going looking for my Pop Smoke post, and I just remember how Jadakiss had to push back his Ignatius album because of the Pop Smoke. I mean, the Jesuit finger, and again, that was for his friend Ignatius, but you can just see all of this stuff is Jesuit ritual. Not to mention Jesuits, the plural equals 50, and this Pop Smoke death is from the 50th day of the year. Go ahead, Jonathan.
So I think because I said Scott LaRock, Eazy-E, Tupac, Biggie, Big L, Pun, and now Pop Smoke. So Pop Smoke would be number 7. Okay, so Pop Smoke was a Brooklyn drill rapper. On 2/19/2020, he was shot and killed in LA in a robbery. When the ambulance came to pick up Pop Smoke, it had the number 41 on it. The paramedics also had the number 41 on their uniforms. Robbery equals 41. Gangster rap equals 41. Kobe Bryant 41. The LeVon James album by King Von came out a span of 41 days after Kobe's death. LA 41. Kobe was 41 years old when he died. King equals 41. Who gets the most credit for bringing drill to the mainstream? Chief Keef. Chief Keef equals 41. And one of his biggest songs is called Kobe. One of Chief Keef's biggest songs is called Kobe. And the Kobe video is 4 minutes and 1 second long.
By the way, just to rewind to this Pop Smoke thing, remember he had rented the house of John Mellencamp's daughter, who was 38 at the time.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, I'm about to read that too. I got that in here. Yeah, what are the odds of that? Like that she's 38?
And from the world of entertainment, there's that 41. The thing you're talking about with the number on the paramedics, it reminds me of how Nipsey Hussle had the 57 paramedics, and there was a whole bunch of 57s in his death. But yeah, go ahead.
Right, that's interesting because Kendrick Lamar equals 57, right? And so does I'm just going off the top of my head. Doesn't Drake equals 57?
Well, just let's hold on. Yeah,
Or is it
Aubrey Graham's 57? But yeah, you're right, because they acted like when Nipsey Hussle died that he was the second coming of Tupac, and I was like, I never even heard of this guy before. I don't know how they're doing this on the news comparing him to Tupac. This is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Because he see Nipsey got a lot of fame after he died. I knew who he was before he died, but that's when he really got a lot of fame. People, I'm telling you, a lot of people that I know never even heard of him. Like, but speaking of the 57, Kendrick and Nipsey have a song together. But okay, so at the time of his death, Pop Smoke had 41 YouTube videos. He died on a date with 41 numerology. Pop Smoke's real name is Bashar Jackson. Bashar Jackson equals 41. Just the word Bashar by itself is 41. He had a song in tribute to Christopher Walken titled Christopher Walking, and he died 41 days before Christopher Walken's birthday.
Right.
Keep in mind, Christopher Walken was Frank White, King of New York.
Right.
Pop called himself the King of New York. Pac-Man, the Chicago rapper that gets the credit for inventing drill music, LEP, Bogus Boys, King Louie, Meade Ave 600, and Chief Keef also get credit. But Chief Keef brought it mainstream. But Pop Smoke sold the most records on a debut drill album than any other drill rapper ever has. As of December 4th, 2020, Pop Smoke's debut album, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, is double platinum. He was able to achieve this feat in less than 5 months, which is almost unheard of for any artist at this time. So he went double platinum in less than 5 months. And this is a new, think about it, Pop Smoke is a new artist at this time. Double platinum for a new artist? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
You know, especially for a new artist. I mean, it's hard for established artists to do that. Like, so only 3 rappers went multi-platinum in 2020 in hip hop, and Pop Smoke was one of them. Roddy Rich's Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, and Lil Baby's My Turn also accomplished the feat. And keep in mind, Roddy Ricch is from Compton too. Just like Kendrick.
He was very connected to the Nipsey Hussle death, Roddy Ricch.
Yes, because as soon as Nipsey passed, Roddy Ricch blew up. Like,
yeah, I remember covering that at the time.
So Pop Smoke did not start drill music, but he brought it to the forefront and made it global with the help of the powers that be. Pop Smoke equals 38 in the main cipher. Rapper 38, Murder 38, Death, R.I.P. Teddy Mellencamp Arroyave, John Mellencamp's daughter, was 38 years old at the time of Pop's killing. He was murdered in her house at his party. Notice how many times Pop Smoke if you ever notice, if you listen to Pop Smoke's music, right, he always uses the line, "I keep that 38 for the weapon." That's one of the main lines that he uses repetitively. I keep that 38 for the weapon. The word killing is 38 and 43. The media
Yeah, I
reported.
mean, it's just like you look at gun calibers. There's a 22. The word dead is 22. There's a 38. Death is 38. There's a 44. Kills 44. I'm forgetting other ammunition right now that also fits the code. But yeah, not an accident.
No way. See, so killing 38 and 43. The media reported the killing happened at 4:30 a.m. He died 43 weeks after his first single, Welcome to the Party, dropped. And notice he died at a party.
Right.
So people think this is a coincidence? No. Pop Smoke died at his own party. On 3/9/97, another famous rapper from Brooklyn died in LA after a party.
Yeah.
On 3/9/97, a date with 38 numerology, the Notorious Big was shot and killed in LA. On 2/7/2020, the 38th day of the year, Pop Smoke dropped Meet the Woo 2. And notice 2/7 is the same day that Pun died, the rapper we just talked about. 2/7 was the day Big Pun died. But on 2/7/2020, the 38th day of the year, he drops Meet the Woo 2, which is a mixtape that blew him up. 12 days later, he was dead from a shooting. Shooting equals 37, and 37 is the 12th prime number. And hold on. Yeah, 37 is the 12th prime number. Pop Smoke was 20 years old. Death equals 20. And this is one of the biggest deaths in 2020. And the fourth song on his multi-platinum album is called 44 Bulldog. four is a number associated with death. There were 4 men who got charged with the murder of Pop Smoke. Allegedly, the watch they took off Pop Smoke's wrist was sold for $4,000. The main person who was charged in the murder, got 4 years in jail. The shooting happened on Hercules Drive. Hercules 44, shooting 44, kill 44, execution 44, Jackson 44, which is his last name. Pop Smoke died 228 days after 50 Cent's 44th birthday. Death equals 28. Excuse me, death equals 228 in English Sumerian. 50 Cent's breakout song is How to Rob. How to Rob equals 44. Pop got smoked in a robbery. In 50 Cent's TV show Power, 50 smokes his own son. 50
Right. I remember that now, how that it was all so perfectly connected. It was just like undeniable. For the troll in the chat saying that it doesn't matter unless you decode their birth name. I mean, it's just like a stupid comment to come in, and it's probably just because you're trolling. Like, their rap names definitely matter. And then you're coming in saying that you need to decode their birth names for it to matter when it's on the screen. And we're talking about how the ambulance to pick up Bashar Jackson was number 41. And now he died on 41 date numerology. So, again, just to acknowledge the troll and then to ban them. And don't listen to this bullshit from the trolls in the comments. We if you want to learn how to decode shit, just watch how we do it over here, because we've been calling the future better than you ever seen anybody do in the history of the world. And Jonathan's on that list too, because he's been on here calling the future too. So kiss my ass, trolls. Don't tell us what to do. Just pay attention and take notes over here. So anyway, go ahead.
I'm glad you said that though, because I decoded his real name.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's right there on the screen.
That's why they're trolling that, because they're just writing bullshit. That's what trolls do. It's like they see that's on the screen, so they're like, "Here, I'm just gonna fuck with them and just write something stupid." But now you're both blocked, so go make a new account and I'll block that one too. All right, go ahead, Jonathan.
All right, so where was it? Oh, okay. So 50 Cent's breakout song is How to Rob. That's 44. Pop got smoked in a robbery. 50 Cent's TV show Power. 50 smokes his own son. 50 Cent's character is Kanan. Kanan equals 41 to go with Bashar Jackson, which equals 41. right? So Canaan equals 41, which is a play on Cain and Abel, where Cain kills his brother. 50 and Pop look alike, and they have the same last name. It makes you wonder. Pop Smoke died on the 50th day of the year, like 50 Cent, who executive produced his multi-platinum debut album. This day leaves 316 days left in the year. John 3:16 is about how God loved the world so much that he gave up his only son, and whoever believes in him will have eternal life. Pop Smoke was the biggest rapper to die in 2020, along with King Von. And on the 316th day of the year, on 11/11/2020, Mo 3, a rapper from Dallas, Texas, was shot and killed. So that's Pop Smoke right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think next should be King Von. Let's see.
Okay. Let me see. I just
Where
had
is
that up
he
a
at?
second ago. King Von, November 6th, by the numbers, right after LeBron wins the finals. And again, in March of that year, we'd pointed out why King Von looked like a dead man in light of his album in tribute to LeBron. And then it just couldn't have been any more synced up. We were on top of it right as I remember those days. I was broadcasting from my sweet lady's closet. But yeah, go ahead, Jonathan.
Well, I got to look for it somewhere else because there's so much to King Von that I had to give him his own.
So just a simple one was he died on November 6th, the 311th day of the leap year, which is the 64th prime, and his birth name, Devon Bennett, is 64. And then he was he was looking like LeBron James on the cover of his album, LeVon James, wearing a 64 jersey. And we know 64 is a fateful number, and you said he claimed 64th Street in Chicago. And
oh yeah, 64. Yeah. Oh, here it is right here. Okay. King Von's album. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you just brought up 64, which is
again, if you went back and watched Jonathan and I's video from March, which would still be on the internet if Google wasn't all about censorship, again, it was all about how it was going to be connected to LeBron. And he ends up dying on the day leaving 55 days left in the year, 89 days after his own birthday, which is 8/9. And notice in Gematria, King James is 89 and 55. LeVon James has all this overlap with King James. And you can see that LeVon James equals 116, and he ends up dead on November 6th. Execution's also 116. And his death looked all kinds of suspect. It looked like a big Masonic ritual the way everyone was dressed on the camera.
Oh yeah, we did I wish that video was still up. We did like a 4-hour live stream on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
he also died 55 days before LeBron's birthday for that extra King James.
so his Davon. So first of all, he was signed to Lil Durk's record label, Only the Family and Empire Distribution, and there are lots of debts. I mean, a lot of debts around Lil Durk. And think about it. That's why Lil Durk is one of the top mainstream rappers. I mean, his own brother died not that long ago. He has a cousin that died. I think him and Lil Mister was cousins. He's shot and killed. There's lots of death around Lil Durk. So, but King Von was signed to Only the Family and Empire Distribution. And you just brought up the 64. So Davon Bennett, which is King Von's real name, 64, Kill 64, Synagogue of Satan, 64. King Von's album in tribute to LeBron James, aka King James, came out on March 6, 2020. On the album, it shows the scoreboard. The home team has 24 and the away team has 6.
Right.
And the BD equals 24. B is the second letter and D is the fourth. BD stands for Black Disciple, the gang that King Von was a member of. The gangster disciples represent the six, which pointed star. The gangs are enemies, thus the score on the clock, 24-6. So this album had a lot to do with 64. He's dead on November 6, 2020, which is the 311th day of the year. which is the 64 prime number, which you just talked about this a little bit. His album cover shows 64 minutes on the clock. The LA Lakers jersey number that he's wearing is the number 64, which he's wearing. The original date for the start of the NBA Finals was supposed to be 6/4. The date was changed because of the coronavirus.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Yeah. King Von claimed 64th Street. 64 is related to killing.
It's also the reflection of what LeBron's record became. He became 4-6 in finals and sacrifices 46. And the most infamous psalm in the King James Bible, Psalm 46, because the 46th word from the front shake and the 46th word from the back is spear. And again, that's because a lot of people think Francis Bacon was Shakespeare. And it is funny how June 4th could have been written 4-6, and LeBron did become 4-6 in those finals that got moved.
Yep. Yeah. The reflection, right? 46.
Mm-hmm.
In 2009, when King Von was 15 years old, him and his family moved from Killer Ward to Parkway Gardens. Parkway Gardens equals 64. They call it O Block now. Joe Biden equals 64. Von was killed at the same time Biden was being selected president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uchina Aguina equals 64. He was Lil Durk's former manager that was shot and killed in 2015. Parkway Gardens, aka Wick City, aka O Block, is a low-income housing project where Michelle Obama once lived. Wick City is supposedly one of the most dangerous blocks in Chicago. Michelle was born in 64. It was nicknamed Wick City when more and more BDs moved into the area. They used the 3 eyes in Wick City because they put 3 eyes in Wick City to represent the BD tray. That's the BD symbol. Trays is 3 in Spanish. The BDs deal with the Roman numeral 3. The number 3 is special to the BDs. This is the reason some GDs say cracking trays as a sign of disrespect to the BDs. Michelle Obama was the first black lady. Was the first, first black lady in the White House, first lady, and the week Von got murdered was the same week we got the first black female vice president, Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. Barack Hussein Obama equals 64, civil rights 64.
His name equals 116 as well. It's 64 and 116.
116, just like, yeah.
Yeah, like this. Yeah.
Let me see, hold on. Let me wait, I was looking at the notes. I want to see what you got up there. Oh, 116. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Because African American also equals 116. You might recall Mookie Betts went to the Dodgers on 4-2 in the Jackie ritual before they won the 116th World Series.
Yeah. That was an obvious one too.
Mm-hmm.
So civil rights equals 64. FBG Duck was shot and killed on Obama's birthday at 4:40 in the afternoon. Kill 44. Obama was the 44th president. Obama was selected 44 years after the Civil Rights Act.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
this person's comment right here, this is something I've suspected for a long time, because if you employ somebody, you can buy life insurance on them. If you employ somebody, you can legally buy life insurance on them. And that's what I've been saying a lot. If these people are really dying, and I suppose even if you fake your death, you're still going to get a life insurance payment the way it's all set up. But yeah, I mean, you can make money. And first of all, you're the record company and you can sell even more records now that they're dead. You're like, I don't think they're going to record another good one anyway. I'll get more if I just kill them right now. And then you also collect on the life insurance policy. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons that this could be going on, and surely it is going on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to think about it. It's just money is what rules this world, and a dead rapper is pretty much worth more. Rappers, it seems like rappers are worth more dead than alive. I mean,
well, the recent trend is like you never even heard of these guys, and then they're dead, and then they got radio songs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember the I couldn't believe this one rapper's name the other year, but like his brother died and then he was all over the radio and his name was like, God, what was it?
Um,
I forget, but
I
I
know
was
I
just
know
like
who you're
blown away
talking
by his
about.
name. I'm waiting for the new hit rapper on the radio to be called Lil Bitch. I'm just waiting for that one to come out next.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No,
Um,
I forget who it was. Man, they've had so many jokes. When that Nipsey Hussle died, they said shitty cuz killed him, but then his real name was Eric Holder, like Obama's attorney general, and it was all
yeah,
synced up with Eric Holder. It's like, what? I mean, God,
right, right. What are the odds of that? What are the odds of
yeah,
that? It's like that's what I'm saying. Like with Catchy the Great, like okay, you get hit by one car. First of all, what are you doing at 5 in the morning on a highway? Standing in the highway somewhere, right? But just the odds that you get hit by a 28-year-old driver, and then he hits him so hard that he flips to the other side, and then the next driver that hits him happens to be 28 years old too. Like, come on, like, but I mean,
exactly.
but they're giving it to you in your face, like right here, like on the FBG Duck, who him and King Von were supposedly enemies. He raps on the song, I'm from 63rd. You a sacrifice, talking about King Von. This is a diss song towards King Von. He sent you to get bodied. Basically, he, which is Lil Durk, just signed you over to the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
So Von is a sacrifice for Durk's wealth and music. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's it's pretty obvious because like Dirk is his career is like it's basically through the roof. Like he's one of the biggest rappers out there.
Yeah,
Um,
his name's come up a lot.
let me hold on. Let me see what else I got.
Somebody said King Von was named rap's first serial killer. You know anything about that?
Yeah, well, there's um, supposedly from the research I did, he's killed 7 people. That's what they say. That's what the research shows. But I'm like, how do you kill 7 people and get away with it? Basically, um, let's see. I want
And
to
all that
see.
stuff sadly is used for marketing too. It's like
Yeah, yeah. And who knows if like how are we supposed? I don't believe anything the media says, so I just don't buy anything. Like so we so here's another part. We've been documenting the death of multiple rappers dying every single month since Juice World overdose on December 8th, 2019. Um,
yeah, that's another one. And
ironic,
and his is one of the best examples of like foreshadowing what was going to come. The Juice World predicted his death.
definitely, yeah, yeah, with that tweet. Um, so Juice World has a song called "Armed and Dangerous." Um, Chinks Drugs, who was also murdered by the numbers, inconceivably has a song called "Armed and Dangerous." And one of Pop Smoke's biggest song is called "Armed and Dangerous." And King Von has a song called "Armed and Dangerous."
But
These are
by the way, Jonathan, as you brought up Chinks Drugs, shout out to the Truth Seeker in the community. I know they reached out to me recently, and if they try to get in contact with me and I missed it, somebody said that Chinks Drugs' mother might want to talk to us.
really.
Yeah, so I've got to put that out there. If she would like to come on and talk to us, I think that would be great.
Oh, I got a lot on Chinks Drugs. I have a lot of questions that I would like to ask because I got a lot on Chinks Drugs. I mean, so Chinks Drugs was affiliated with French Montana. So
Mm.
he gets wiped out, and now French Montana is having this incredible career, right? Um,
He's another rapper that I really don't like. I'm just like, this guy, I mean, there's way more talented people than this guy.
yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. Okay. I'm trying to get to. Oh, here's the 38 part. Okay. King Von equals 38. Rapper, Chirac, murder, killing, RIP, grandson. Grandson was King Von's nickname. Grandson equals 38. Death 38. Election 38. I remember Von died on 11/6, and that was the same. That was the same week that Biden was elected. So election equals 38. Kabbalah equals 38. And Pop Smoke equals 38. NBA YoungBoy calls himself the 38 baby because he was raised on 38th Street. On, let's see. I'm just trying to get to the main points. Oh, okay. Here's a good one, right? From the day of his first album releasing, King Von, which is called Grandson, until the day he died was 59 weeks. 59 is a number stamped on black people. So think about it. His career lasted 59 weeks. And at the time that he died, Obama was, back in 2020, Obama was 59 years old.
And that was right before Biden won, right? The 59th election.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
And
Von,
remember, Biden said, if you ain't black, or wait, what did he say? If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
you ain't
For
black.
the 59th election.
Right.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So Von, he releases a single, right, called Grandson for President. And keep in mind, he's dead during election week. Grandson for President equals 110. The word president equals 110. Wick City equals 110. Prophecy 110. Prophetic equals 110. And LeVon James came out 1 month and 10 days after Kobe Bryant perished. 1 month and 10 days, like 110. And he was murdered during the week the president in the United States was being selected. Sacrifice 46. Joe Biden is number 46, right? 46 president of the United States. LeBron is now 4-6 in the NBA Finals. Chicago equals 46. King Von's 3 a.m. video came out on 4/6/2020, which is a single off LeVon James. He would die exactly 7 months later on 11/6/2020 at 3 a.m.
Yeah, go figure. 7-3, kind of like that sacrifice.
And
yeah.
the reflection of 46 is 64. Think about all the 64s I covered earlier. And okay, so yeah, I just want to talk about Chinx Drugs real quick since his name came up, right? Chinx Drugs equals 46. It's the same number we're talking about, right? Sacrifice number. So Chinx Drugs, why is he relevant in this story? Because French Montana sacrificed him in 2015. And Chinx was signed to Coke Boys Records. Ironically, Lil Durk had a deal with Coke Boy Records at the same time Chinx was killed. So at this time, Lil Durk was also signed to French Montana. So French Montana, Coke Boys is his label. And so Davon, which is King Von's name, equals 81, 27, 81, and 27. It's a perfect match. So 81, 27, 81, 27. It's a perfect match with the word ritual. Well, not perfect, but it's in the word ritual, it's 81, 27,
right,
and 81 in it. So 3 out of 4. And Davon is King Von's first name. A perfect match in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. FBG Duck equals 27. Bennett, which is Von's last name, equals 26. And he died at the age of 26. And Kobe died on the 26th of January. Von was sacrificed 26 days after the Lakers won the championship. God equals 26, $26, 26 letters in the alphabet. FBG Duck was 26 years old when he was murdered. And Von died in a shooting 109 and 37. Bennett 109 and 37. Joe Biden equals 37. Chicago 37. And Georgia 37. Chicago is where Von was born. Georgia, which equals 37, is where he died. So that's that as far as Von goes. and I think that was number 8. And let me see, who should we do next? Let's see.
Just like even rappers that really fit in with a 38 combination. Who's the guy who what's the Boston rapper? Mass Appeal? Who's that?
Oh, Guru.
Yeah, Guru. Like his death was synced with the Celtics winning the finals, and finals has that 38 connection. So
Yeah, I remember we did that one.
we did
We
it in
did
real
that.
time.
We did it in real time. Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I say we just go to Soldier Slim. Let's see. So this would be number 9, I think. Let's see. So there's a there's a lot of 38 when it comes to Soldier Slim. Like a lot. Okay. Soldier Slim is another example of a 38 special. Soldier Slim was signed to No Limit Records. Master P was ahead of this label. The tank was a label symbol. No Limit equals 38 in the most important cipher. Master P equals 38 in single reduction. The tank equals 38. Rapper 38, Masonic 38. So when you add so when you get SS, which is Soldier Slim, his initials, SS is 19 plus 19, that equals 38. So Soldier Slim was shot and killed in the front lawn of his mother's home on 11/26/2003. He was shot 4 times. And keep in mind how many times we brought up the number 4, right? His second project was a 4-track EP called The Dark Side and was released on Hype Enough Records. His first project was called Soldier for Life. Soldier for Life equals 43. RIP equals 43. Killing equals 43. This album was released on Parkway Pumpin' and Hype Enough Records. So Soldier Slim's real name is James Adaryl Tapp Jr. That equals 73 in full reduction. Hype Enough Records equals 73. Magnolia Slim equals 73. Magnolia Slim was his first rap name. So then eventually he changed it to Soldier Slim. Sacrifice.
His debut album came out on the 139th day of the year.
Oh wow, for another 139. Yeah.
I remember when this album came out because people were starting to listen to No Limit Records in my neck of the woods. They had like a new color. I mean, their album stood out at the record store because it was back in the day when people still
Yeah.
bought albums that they were like big, colorful, and plastic.
Yeah. That was big time on the promotion, like, because I mean, like, that was like a really good marketing scheme that he had going, because it was just so much brighter than any other
It stood out.
rest
Yeah,
albums.
you're like, oh, there's a No Limit record. There's a No Limit record. Yeah, exactly.
And then he had all the features on it. Every No Limit album had like 20 different features, and you're like, well,
Right, the whole right. No Limit was like the first label to do like 15-minute rap songs with the whole label on one track.
yeah, yeah. And it'd be another way for you to want to buy it too, because you'd be like, if you never heard of Soldier Slim, but you buy it because Master P's on it. You buy it because you want to hear Silk the
I don't know if I
Shocker.
bought any records because Master
But
P was
yeah.
on it.
No, I'm just saying, what was it thinking though? You know, like. But and then he gave you good deals too, because I remember so he had this group called True, which it was C Murder,
Yeah.
Silk the Shocker, and Master P, right? And so this was back in, what year was this? This was 99, right? So I go
It
into
was
the
probably earlier than that, wasn't it? Was it 99? Maybe it was
no
99.
this
Okay. It was somewhere
wait
around there.
hold on.
Yeah, it's
Well,
probably
this is
around there.
this is when I bought my first No Limit. They were out before then, but this is when they started really like to blow up. This was probably like, no, I'm sorry, it was 97.
It was after the Make 'Em Say
It,
music video, man. It just
it
everybody started listening to No Limit after that.
yeah, it was 90. Yeah, it was 97. It was 97. Okay. So I go into this is when we had record labels. I mean record stores. So I walk into the record store. I'm in Euless, Texas. It's a small little town right outside of Dallas. So I walk into, I think it was a Specs. Remember Specs?
I don't know if we had specs
Spe-
out here in the
Spe-
Northwest. I don't think we had that.
so it was just like another record label, like Sam Goody's.
We had that.
Remember Sam Goody's, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we had Sam Goody.
So I walk into the store. This was 1997, and the album's out, and it's a double album, and there's like 40 songs on the album, and so like, at the time you thinking you're getting a good deal because this is you're getting 40 songs for like, I don't know, $15 or whatever it was.
Sure.
So the way that they promoted No Limit back then was it was good marketing, because like you said, the artwork, you're getting 40 songs, and back then most albums had maybe 10 to 12, but you're getting 40 songs, you're getting a double disc for the price of that you would normally pay for 10 or 12 songs. So the way they did it was he was a promoter. He was a good promoter. The music wasn't like all that, but the way he would promote it was, he did a good job with that.
Sure.
So okay, so anyway, so Soldier Slim's name, his real name equals 73, Hype Enough Records 73, Magnolia Slim 73, Sacrifice 73, Ritual Sacrifice 73, which obviously he was a ritual sacrifice. So Slim died at the age of 26. And same same age King Von died at. And Slim also died on the 26th of November. So Soldier Slim dead at the age of 26 on the 26th of November. God equals 26. Cold case equals 26. Slim's murder case became a cold case. He died on his 79th day of being 26. Murder equals 79. Soldier Slim 67. Parkway Pumpin' 67, which is the name of one of his early record labels. Blood Sacrifice 67. So Slim was born on a date with 42 numerology, just like Kendrick Lamar was born on a date with 42 numerology. But Slim was born on a date with 42 numerology, and he died on a date with 42 numerology. You read about the number 42 with Seagram. I talk about 42 a lot with Seagram, which is a rapper from Oakland. And Magnolia Slim equals 199. 199 is the 46 prime number. He was killed on the 4600 block, Sacrifice 46, Juvenile 46, Cold Case 46, Rap. The word rap equals 46. The date
So he
Slim.
went from No Limit to Cash Money, Soldier Slim.
Wait a minute.
Cause I know he started on No Limit. They're both New Orleans labels.
Yeah, I think he started with. Hold on.
He definitely started with No Limit Records, Soldier Slim.
Yeah,
he did. Is he on that Slow Motion song?
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So he ends up doing the big famous song with Juvenile on Cash Money. It's a New Orleans thing. It's not a big deal, but yeah. So
yeah, exactly. That's what happened. Yeah, his very first album was his very first album release, which is called. It was just a 4-track EP called The Dark Side. Was released on Parkway Pumpin' and Hype Enough Records, and then he went to No Limit, and then pretty much the biggest song of his career comes out on Cash Money with Juvenile. So yeah, so he's cocaine. So let's see, Magnolia Slim equals 199. It's a 46 prime number. He's killed on the 4600 block. Sacrifice 46, Juvenile 46, Cold Case 46, Rap 46. The date Slim's alleged killer was arrested was a date with 46 numerology. Slim died on a date with 60 numerology. The N word equals 60. His first album on No Limit Records was called Give It to 'Em Raw, which equals 60. New Orleans has a 60-day rule that I'll explain below. The word Mason equals 211 in Jewish. His death came 211 days after the birthday of Master P, and he recently left No Limit. So when he died, he had recently left No Limit because he wanted to start his own label. So 211 is the 47th prime number. Master P would often rap about the numbers 211 and 187. Soulja Slim's biggest song was called Slow Motion, which equals 47. This song was released on Juvenile's album, Juvie the Great. It was Soulja Slim's and Juvenile's first #1 hit, and the song was released after Soulja Slim's death. So he dies, and then all of a sudden he gets a #1, his first #1.
Funny how that works. And now you look at Juvenile, now he's doing Vax That Ass Up in the COVID pandemic, man. Just
Oh yeah. Crazy. This proves that the death of Soulja, this proves that the death of Slim benefited No Limit Records as well as Cash Money Records. These were the two biggest hip hop labels from New Orleans at the time. Juvenile was signed to Cash Money Records. Garrell Smith was arrested for the murder of Soulja Slim on 12/31/2003, but no one would testify against him. The police had evidence, but it wasn't enough to get a conviction. New Orleans has a 60-day rule. If you're not charged with a crime because of a lack of evidence and witnesses, the person must be released. Smith got arrested for 3 more murders by 2008 for a grand total of 4 murders. He was released based off the 60-day rule and lack of witnesses for all 4 murders. On 8/13/2011, Smith was found shot to death. And this was supposedly the person who killed Slim. At the time of Soulja Slim's death, Master P was 33 years old, meaning he was in his 34th year of life, Master P. Soulja Slim equals 139 for the number we've been talking about. 139 is the 34th prime number. Rapper, murder, Jesus, and black all equal 34.
Yep.
So that's Soulja Slim.
And again, that first album of his came out on the 139th day of the year. So, okay.
Yeah. And debuted at #4.
So he was number 9 on the list?
That was, yeah.
Okay. So we're
yeah.
hitting number 10 now, huh?
Or was that number 8?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me. You got the list.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I was thinking Vaughn was 8. I thought you said Vaughn was 8.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. All right, so number 10. So let's see, who should we make number 10? Let's see.
We might have to revise this top 10 because there's some more famous people out there that have died too.
Yeah, because
the biggest, most famous names.
Because maybe Mac Miller should be in it too, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people seem to care about his death.
Well, DMX.
Someone just asked about Bushwick Bill. We've covered Bushwick Bill in the past, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we even did one of his top 500 songs.
Yep, which is the very first song. Yep. All right, so I guess for now we could just do Dolph. But we could definitely
here before we do Dolph, just for the request in the request in the community. Once Jonathan finishes the top 10, we'll take some requests because we probably have posts on every single rapper death that ever happened. There's only a few that might have fallen between the cracks. Bushwick Bill died 2019, dead at 52, dead on 54 date numerology. Those damn Jesuits in 54. Ghetto Boys fits in. Scarface, the most famous member of the Ghetto Boys, 52, matching his age of death. He's never seen a man cry. Deeply Rooted was Scarface's most recent album. 54, like Jesuit Order. And remember, Scarface even has the music video with Tupac on the cross. Did they put out Smile before or after Tupac died?
After.
After. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bushwick Bill. I got it. Sometimes it blows me away when I look these up and I'm like, man, that was already almost 5 years ago. God, no wonder I look so old. Yeah,
Don't even
Bushwick
seem
Bill.
that. Don't even seem like it was that long ago
It doesn't. It doesn't. Sometimes I'm surprised when I look back at posts and I'm like, whoa, it was that long ago already.
though.
Bushwick Bill, 50. Dead, what was it? We had the Bushwick axe murders on 4/20 that year, and then Bushwick Bill's dead 50 days later, and Bushwick Bill's 50. The date June 9th, the day he passed, can be written 9/6. Bushwick has that 96. So, yeah, those were some of the things we count about that passing.
Huh.
You know, I'm realizing he's wearing a POTUS t-shirt, President of the United States. We know president equals 52, like White House, like government, like authority. We might have to go back and give this a look. Bushwick Bill. Ghetto Boys were probably popular when Bill Clinton first came in office. I bet there's more to this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because they first came out in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. So, all right, number 10.
Yeah, but just to that this just further proves my point about rap groups. There's always a member that gets sacrificed. Here's another example: Bushwick. Bushwick sacrifice, Scarface and Willie D. They get to have these big careers.
Well, I don't think Willie D's very happy with life. I think he's like, why can't I get a record deal? I don't want to do YouTube videos.
Right.
Yeah, Willie D's a total sellout to humanity too. He's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's just like going along with mainstream narratives.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
And he wasn't. I mean, he was the weak link in the group anyway.
Yeah.
You know, because at least because even if Scarface wrote a lot of Bushwick Bill's raps, at least Bushwick had a unique voice. You know, so anyway, so this is number 10 for now. So Young Dolph, he was one of the biggest rappers to ever come out of Memphis, Tennessee. The rapper, there was a rapper that died right before Dolph, a local rapper, a smaller rapper. He was from Memphis too. So a local rapper died right before Dolph, and on 11/17/2021, Dolph was shot and killed in his hometown. This day leaves 44 days left in the year. 3-6 Mafia, an infamous hip hop group from Memphis, have a song called 44 Killers.
Mm-hmm.
Kill, shooting, execution, gunfire, earthquake, all equal 44. On this very same day, there was an earthquake in Memphis. Check out how this Memphis group is called 3-6, and Dolph is dead at 36 years old. By the way, Kendrick is 36 years old right now. Dolph died exactly 36 weeks before his upcoming birthday. 3-6 Mafia, aka 666 Mafia. 666 is the 36 triangular number. Lord Infamous, a founding member of 3-6, died of a heart attack. Heart attack equals 36. In full reduction. Snooty Wild, another Memphis, was shot and killed when he was 36 years old. And Snooty Wild was signed to Yo Gotti, and Dolph and Yo Gotti have some long-standing beef. Oh, and by the way, Yo Gotti's brother just died not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
somebody in the chat a bit ago said, "Talk about Black youngster." Yeah, like all of his brothers have died. And what's sad is years ago when he did that 223 record deal in that video, I said he's going to have some family members that are going to be gone here real quick. And sadly, that's exactly how it was. So.
But I mean, okay, I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, what are the odds that? Because at the time when we talked about it, it was only two of his brothers were dead.
Mm-hmm.
Now, now three brothers, three
Mm-hmm. And the
brothers.
third died while he was 33, right? He was 33.
Yep, yep. I mean, come on, like that's pretty blatant right there. Like, and for somebody who doesn't really have like, it's not like he's got all this success. I mean, that goes to show you, it's like like black people got to scrape from the bottom of the barrel. Like, three of his brothers are gone, and he's not even like a big rapper. Like,
Right.
like that's crazy. It's, I mean, but there's a lot to Black Youngster, and one day we're gonna be reading about him too. So
Yeah,
I
for
was
people who
trying.
forgot about Young Dolph, again, MLK, his death was synced with MLK. Of course, they're both killed in Memphis. Young Dolph had that King of Memphis album, and from the release of that, which came out on that 219 date, you'll start to notice a lot of dates repeat. 219's big with the Catholic Church. It's Roman Catholic. They're running the show. And again, MLK was killed in a huge Catholic Jesuit ritual in tribute to Martin Luther, the original one who penned the 95 Theses. That's why MLK got smoked on the 95th day of the year. But from the King of Memphis album released to Dolph's death was 68 months later, and of course MLK killed in 68. There was a lot to the young Dolph death, and then just stuff
There
that
is,
happened after it.
there is. I mean, from Dolph's debut album is called King of Memphis, and Dr. Martin Luther King died in Memphis. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s last motel room was number 306 at the Lorraine Motel. He was shot and killed in front of this room. In numerology, the zero does not count, so when you drop the zero in the middle, it's another 36. Young Dolph has a documentary on YouTube called
You meant to say
King.
MLK. You meant to say MLK equals 36, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Dolph has a documentary on YouTube called King. There's a part in the documentary where Dolph walks by room 306 at the Lorraine Motel. This documentary was released on YouTube on May 19th, 2017, Malcolm X's 92nd birthday, which was the 139th day of the year that this documentary was released. 139th is the 34th prime number. Young Dolph equals 34, rapper 34, murder 34, Memphis 34. And 5/19/2017, the day this documentary called King came out, was a date with 34 numerology as well. The the very first song on Dolph's very first mixtape is called I'm Gone, kind of like how he's gone now, and that equals 36. Keep in mind he's dead at 36. Um, YFN Lucci has his own song called I'm Gone. This song features Young Dolph, and keep in mind YFN Lucci is gone. He's in prison. At the time of this writing, YFN Lucci has been gone to prison for years now, and now Dolph is gone. YFN Lucci is a rapper from Atlanta, just like MLK was from Atlanta. YFN Lucci equals 39. MLK and Malcolm X both dead at 39 years old. There were over
Yeah. And just again, since you brought up his Dolph's parallel to Malcolm X and MLK, again, MLK shot on 4/4, Malcolm X killed on the 44 date numerology, and then Young Dolph killed on the day leaving 44 days left in the year. And it's a date connected to 3-6 Mafia, who, like you said, they have the song 44 Killers.
right, and to add to that, 44. There were over 200 rappers that died in 2020. That's one dead rapper every 44 hours.
Hmm.
On 4/4/1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was killed on 4/4. The NCAA College Basketball Men's Championship was on 4/4/2022. Dolph, at the time of his death, had 4.4 million followers on Instagram. Dolph died on a Wednesday. Wednesday's 44. Officer 44. The story comes from the police, like it usually does. Malcolm X dead on a date with 44 numerology. Thomas Hagen, his assassin, equals 44, and he received a 44-year prison sentence. Thomas Hagen also has 4 children. Dolph's um, 7th album, which is called Rich Slave, peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200. 4 is the number associated with death. Dolph has 2 sisters and 2 brothers for another 4. Pamela Hill equals 44, and she owns Makita's Homemade Butter Cookies, where the shooting occurred. The number 44 is even encoded into Dolph's longtime girlfriend. Mia J equals 44. Mia J has some deadly numbers encoded in her name. Mia J 64, 28, 44. Just like Kill. Dolph's longtime partner Mia started a campaign in 2020 after her brother was killed called Black Men Deserve to Grow Old. So her brother was also killed. Operating under her Momio clothing brand. We keep emphasizing that the Jesuits kill rappers in a Jesus ritual. Momio is 61 and 74, just like Jesus. Castalia Heights equals 61. Castalia Heights is the neighborhood Dolph grew up in. So, Key Glock is a rapper and cousin of Young Dolph. He signed to Paper Route Empire. Paper Route is a label Dolph owned. At the time of Dolph's death, he had 2 albums called Yellow Tape, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Yellow Tape equals 44. When Dolph died, Dolph had on a yellow shirt. The word yellow equals 25, death 25, time 25. Key Glock was 24 years old at the time, meaning he was in his 25th year of life. Yellow tape is put up by police to protect the crime scene. Now look at the success. So Dolph died about 3 years ago, and ever since then, Key Glock has had a lot of success. So the Memphis Tigers back then, they were one of the top college basketball teams in the nation back in 21-22. And what I wrote here is that the sports leagues are controlled by the same network and tie everything in together. Could Dolph have been a sacrifice for the Memphis Tigers having an exceptional season? Or did Dolph fake his death? These are the questions people need to ponder. The King of Memphis album came out on 2/19/2016. This was his first official album, adding to the ritual, which you talked about. He's dead 68 months after the album came out, and MLK was killed in 68. And at the time, the Memphis Tigers were in their 68th season. The word basketball equals 68. And here's the 56 part. Young Dolph equals 56. Adolf equals 56. Society of Jesus. Rich Slave, all 56. Bulletproof equals 56. When Dolph was murdered in Memphis, the alleged killers were driving a Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz equals 56.
Yep. And again, I put this up here, just the Young Dolph thing. He tweeted, "Family money sacrifices. You can't provide for your family without money, and you can't make money without making sacrifices." And then he put that up on the 201st day of the year. I mean, come on.
Right. 201. 201. Yeah, again.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's pretty much it for now. There's a lot more to it, but I'm gonna cut it off right there. But that's just a list that I came up with. But I think that I am gonna revise it a little bit just to put rappers that are a little bit more famous, even though those rappers are really famous.
Sure. There's some more famous ones though that arguably would be more of a, because we want to get like people like famous, and
exactly.
we want people to see this work and understand it. Just to remind people, Dolph's label Paper Route Empire was another big fan. 201. Somebody in the chat said, "Do you know what happened to?" I just put it up here. Where'd he go? Big Scar, another Memphis rapper who died recently. in a mega ritual. And you know what's wild? I just went back and pulled that up, and I noticed that from when he had his big hit song to when he died was 616 days later. There's that number 616.
Huh.
And the Daily Mail, when they posted about his death, they had to publish their article 38 minutes after the hour at 2200 hours when he's dead at age 22, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was 22 years old, dead on the 22nd day of December in 2022. And then the media's got to publish at 22:38 about the death of this young Memphis rapper. And, you know, I'd never heard of this guy before, but right before he died, they were playing his song with one of the members of Migos on the radio a lot. And then next thing you know, he's dead in the headlines. I was like, huh, funny how that works. So.
And he was born on 4/7. Huh.
Do you want to cover the Takeoff death? Somebody asked about Migos in the chat earlier with I'm sure they're talking about the Takeoff death I remember his death was very much connected to something that happened in Miami. Do you remember how this whole story went down?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just going off the top of my head because I haven't written about Takeoff yet. But he the first attempt. Oh wait, I got it right here with the Mac Dre thing. Hold on. So the first attempt on the Migos' life was they were in a van in Miami, and Miami's a 305 area code. And I think I'm going off the top of my head. I think Takeoff died on the 305th day of the year.
Correct.
So, but I do have a little something here on because it relates to Mac Dre. Hold on. Oh, right here. Okay. So let's see. Oh, here it is. Okay. Mac Dre was killed in a van in Kansas City. A car pulled up on the van he was riding in and started shooting on the highway. 18 years to the day, Takeoff, the Migos would be shot and killed on 11/1/2022. The first attempt on the Migos' life was in a van in Miami in 2014. There were no casualties. The circumstances were like Mac Dre's situation. A gunman pulled up to the side of the Migos on the highway and started shooting. Keep in mind, the shooting was in Miami, the 305 area code, and Takeoff died on the 305th day of the year in 2022. Diz equals 35. Diz is Mac for creating this style called Diz. And the word Diz equals 35. Takeoff had on Vans, sneakers, was killed. And in 2006, the Pack, a group from the Bay Area, released one of the biggest songs of the year, and it was called Vans. And Vans equals 50.
The nonstop jokes, man. Just
yeah, Vans equals 56, and it was about the shoe. This was one of the biggest songs for the hyphy movement in 2006, and Mac Dre was killed in a shooting inside of a van. So there's a lot, but that's like that's like one of the first things I noticed.
Yeah.
He had on Vans shoes.
It's amazing how many layers there are to these rituals, and I wonder if there's any ritual we've ever decoded where we figured out every last thing about it, or if there was still some stones left to be overturned that we missed. But that's why I always say there's always more. You look more into this stuff, there's just always more.
Yep, and he's dead at 28. The word man equals 28, and he was the man in the group. Like, Takeoff had the most talent out of anybody in the Migos, and you can see that now because now that he's gone. When Quavo and Offset try to come out with solo albums, they're flopping. Nobody's into it. So, but this is another example of a member of a group dying. But I mean, but he was like the glue to the whole thing. Like, once he died, they basically broke up. So now Quavo and Takeoff, they come out with solo albums, but nobody's into it because Takeoff was the one with the talent.
Yeah, yeah. Seems to kind of be what they like to do. Somebody in the chat said, "What about Nate Dogg?" Nate Dogg died on the Ides of March, which is already connected with killing. It's the 74th day of the year. You know, if we're going to write a second book about hip hop related deaths, well, you made the point about 44. That could be it too, but 74 could be another. And again,
Oh
the Ides
yeah.
of March is the 74th day of the year. Rapper and killing 74. That day is to remember the killing of Caesar back in 44 BC. And you know, I should probably do a revisit to this one. Nate Dogg was 41. You know, big LA
Wow.
number. R.I.P.
The number
Kobe.
number we were just
Long
talking about,
Beach.
41.
Yeah, Long Beach 41. Um, this is sad that
Four,
we're talking
but
about the 41-13, and then you just watch the same thing happen to Kobe and his daughter. You know,
yeah,
later in
yeah.
history,
But that
similar pattern.
another example of a member of a group because remember Nate Dogg, Warren G, and Snoop was in a group called 213. So here's another example of a member dying of a group. And Nate
Damn.
Dogg,
Look at this, man. Speaking of Kobe, again, 157 is the 37th prime. Nate Dogg equals 37. So does Los Angeles. Kobe Bryant equals 157. Died on the 157th day of being 41. Kobe Bryant's also 41. Died on the 37th anniversary of Bear Bryant. Some parallels here. Go ahead, Jonathan. I
huh.
didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just that's all I was gonna say about that.
They said he died from a
I,
stroke. Stroke equals 74, going with dead on the 74th day of the year.
I haven't done Nate Dogg's yet, but this will be a good start right here. All those 74s
He did begin as a gospel singer, Nate Dogg.
and
His full name had that old 83 in it.
and the 97.
Yeah. I bet there's a lot more to Nate Dogg's death. I mean, there was a lot on the surface, but I didn't really try to connect it to anybody or look into I mean, who are you gonna connect Nate Dogg to? Snoop Dogg,
Snoop,
Warren G.
Warren G, yeah,
Warren G
Death
for sure,
Row,
because regulators.
Death Row Records. But I mean, 41, that's a young age to die.
We need Exhibit. Where's Exhibit at? There's a reason that he just ran away from everything real fast. They must have come to Exhibit and been like, all right, you're going to give up your mother this time. He's like, fuck you, I'm out of here. I don't need to do
Right,
any more MTV shows, any more records. I said it all on Bitch Please.
right. It's like he came and went. Right. Yeah.
I got to admit, though, I liked Exhibit. So they ran away a good one. But
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen that video exhibit where he's walking and then all this crazy shit is going on all around him? It was one of my favorite videos. He's just walking and then there's explosions behind them and there's car crashing and there's people arguing and I
is
forgot
this
the
an Exhibit music video? Exhibit?
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's when he put out that album X. I never checked that out. That was like when I was in college, but maybe that's where it's at.
I got to look that one up. Oh,
Nate Dogg did die. Or hold on. What did I write? No, this is some kind of mistake here. Hold on. Nate Dogg. That's a typo. I bet I was high that day. I was smoking too much weed every day. Nate Dogg was born 187 days after 213.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's
So
I want to look up that exhibit video now. Speaking of 666, right? If
mhm.
you look up I want to show you this album cover of this album that came out on Friday a couple days ago. It's called Big X the Plug and the name of the album is called Meet the Sixers. And I just want you to I want you to see the numbers. Um if you could if you just type in Big X the Plug
I found his
Meet,
Instagram.
it might be easier on YouTube.
I found the Instagram.
Or yeah, he's got to have the cover on the Instagram. I'm pretty sure.
What's on the cover?
Um, that's not it. It's Wait, it says it's the 666s. Oh, yeah, no, that's not it either.
This one right here, Meet the Sixers. What is that
But
about? Can
it's
we click on it?
no, that's not it though.
That's not it.
That's not the cover. No. You might want to try because I got it on YouTube. Yeah, I got it on YouTube. Since we were talking about 666, this album just came out on Friday. Oh yeah. Here's the wait, or I guess you could go images. Oh, right there, right there. Go up a little bit.
Hold on, let's go to images.
No, go
This
down.
is it.
No, it's not. Wait. Oh, there it is. Okay, right there. See, now look at right there, the third one to the right, right there in the middle, where it says Big X, The Plug, Rosama, and Young Hood.
They all got the jerseys.
Yeah, now look at the numbers.
Yeah,
The only numbers that you can see, right? Without
600.
666.
Yeah,
You
right.
don't count the zeros.
Yeah, of course.
That
Yeah.
album just came out on Friday.
What was that? Was that May 10th?
Yeah.
The thing about May 10th and 666, the word Bible equals 105. You can write that date 10-5. 666, biblical. Is he from Philadelphia or something? Where's he from?
No, he's from Dallas.
Dallas, huh? Huh.
Yeah, the same place where Mo 3 died.
Man, that one guy has a 107 on his jersey. He obviously doesn't know gematria. Good God.
Yeah. Yeah, ritual sacrifice. Right. Yeah, he's from Dallas, the same place where Boosie was shot when he was 38. Benny the Butcher was shot in Houston when he was 38. Mo 3 was killed in Dallas. Yeah, Boosie was shot when he was 38 years old in Dallas. But it goes to show you how satanic that is. It's like it's an album called Meet the Sixers, and all you see is this 3 sixes.
Yeah. 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 Sadly, I mean, we'll probably be doing a follow-up in the not too distant future. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's
All right, if you're in the chat and you guys want requests for other hip hop related deaths that maybe we haven't covered yet in this stream, put it out there. When you were talking about DMX, I never put up a post, but there was a lot to DMX's death too.
oh yeah, there's so much.
Michael K. Williams from The Wire. They synced his death up with DMX. The DMX and Method Man connection. I gotta go back and look at this stuff. And that was on the anniversary of Tupac getting shot and Eazy-E's birthday.
Same day Mac Miller passed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then the one year they had the long lost mixtape of LeBron and Kevin Durant. It Ain't Easy. They found that on Eazy-E's birthday too. Let's see.
Yeah, there were so. Yes, DMX sold over 74 million records.
Isn't it funny? Just when you recognize this, you're like, "Come on, man."
Right? Why that specific number? I mean,
we know why. We know why.
I mean, that's a lot of records. I mean, that goes to show you that DMX was he's probably the biggest rapper to die in the last 5 years.
Well, if you ask me, he's the biggest rapper to die since Tupac and Biggie, I'd say.
Yeah.
Who else died? I already forgot all their names. So.
Yeah. Yeah, probably since Tupac and Biggie. You're right. You're right. They hyped. I mean, they hyped Nipsey up a lot, but
not even comparable.
Right.
DMX died 38 days after his manager's birthday. Are we sure we're not putting DMX in the 38 book?
Yeah,
right
yeah.
At the top?
Yeah, I put him in.
Yeah, no, 38 days after the manager's birthday.
Right. How blatant.
Did we cover that earlier? Oh, and his manager was 59 at the time. Come on, man.
Wow.
I have so many old, and what sucks is my Google site. I still have a lot of posts there, but Google deleted so many old posts that I used to have. Black Rob and DMX.
Yeah, there's a lot to DMX. I mean,
oh yeah, that's right. And then when he died on Lil Nas X's birthday, it had the perfect overdose sequence as well. Oh yeah, it was Good Friday he died. And then I think that was the same day that Queen Elizabeth's husband died at age 99 on the 99th day of the year when his name equaled 99. But yeah, DMX had a Saturnalia birthday. Huh. From his birthday to the death, 113 days, like overdose.
yeah, the very first time I heard DMX was on Mace's Harlem World album. Mace was, of course, signed to Bad Boy Records.
24 Hours to Live, right? 24 Hours to Live. That's where almost everybody heard DMX for the first time. And then it was the Locks album off Bad Boy that he's got the feature and Money, Power, and Respect. So
yeah, and the number 113 relates to deception per the Talmud. Bullshit 113, fiction 113, not true 113, mainstream 113.
yeah.
DMX died 157 days before Swizz Beatz' birthday.
That's right. Yeah, and Swizz Beatz is 49 too, right? All those rappers connected to him. Snoop Dogg, 'cause he just battled Snoop Dogg. All these 49 connections, and he dies on 49. I mean, we could write a big book just on DMX's death. But yeah, it all started right here with the 4-3-2-1 tribute. I mean, just blatant, and people just aren't seeing it. And that year we were smashing because we were all over Brady, beating Mahomes in the Super Bowl before the season even began because the old baseball schedule told it to us. But let's see. LL Cool J, James Todd Smith, from his birthday to DMX reported like a vegetable 79 days later. LL Cool J 79, vegetable 79.
Vegetable 79.
And oh yeah, and it was all for Brady, who just did the GOAT ritual at Tampa Bay 79. So,
but okay, have you ever thought about the names of the movies that DMX has been in? Belly, Romeo Must Die, Exit Wounds, Cradle to the Grave, Never Die Alone, Fast and Fierce, Death Race, Death Toll, Last Hour, Lords of the Street, Chronicle of a Serial Killer, Father of Lies, Ride or Die, The Bleeding. These are the names of the movies he's been in. That's Exit Wounds, Cradle to the Grave, Never Die Alone, The Bleeding.
I still haven't watched Belly since DMX died. Somebody says watch the end of that movie because in the end he joins the church and he's wearing black, white, and red, like kind of like the Jesuit color scheme. When you said Romeo Must Die, that reminded me Aaliyah was in that movie too. Aaliyah was in Romeo Must Die.
Right. I
For people
forgot
don't
about
know,
her.
Jeff Young told me that that Aaliyah was really a boy. I don't want to believe that. That better not be true because I had a crush on Aaliyah. So
Me too. I think everybody did.
man, she better not have been a boy. That'd make me mad. That's like then they're trying to dupe us into being gay. So
Yeah.
Belly has that gematria 56 and 79 like Society of Jesus.
Now, okay. Now the rumor is that this is just a rumor. Okay, just speculation. The rumor is that DMX took the jab, and a few days later he had a heart attack. Now, this rumor came from a family member who says he took it so he could travel and perform. This family member was quoted as saying that no one mentioned anything about an overdose to them. Now that's just a rumor. That's just a rumor. They say he took the jab. A few days later, he's dead from a heart attack, and he had to take the jab to perform. That's just a rumor. Now, I mean, and that's
We know
from a
it wasn't
family.
the jab that got him. It's too perfect. The ritual's too perfect.
Yeah. That's just interesting.
There's a lot more we could say about DMX. Should we switch over to Black Youngster though, because he's had quite the string of tragedies since his big record deal.
Oh yeah. I was trying to bring up Black. Yeah, I was trying to pull up on.
This is a more recent post. I got an old post on this guy from his whole 2-2-3 record and what that was really all about.
That keep in
It
mind,
says that,
Black. Yeah, he has an album called Illuminati and
yep,
223.
exactly. His birthday is 4/8. Illuminati equals 48. 223 is the 48th prime. The Synagogue of Satan's 223. Fateful.
I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to pull up the
His birth
names
name
of
is Sammy Benson. 4869 like Illuminati. Going with his 4/8
48.
birthday. The Cain and Abel 69 with Cain and Abel 69, Bible 33. He's lost his third brother at age 33. Genesis also equals 33, where the story of Cain and Abel is. And by the way, with regards to 4 and death, Genesis 4 is the story of Cain and Abel. Just speaking of 4 and death. And look at that. It's Genesis 4:8. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out to the field. While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. I mean, look how perfect it is, you guys. Sammy Benson, 48, with the 4/8 birthday, with the Illuminati album, loses his third brother at age 33. And then in the National Archives, you got George Washington penning letters about his concern about the Illuminati taking over Freemasonry, government, religion. That's what it is, you guys. I mean, the Illuminati took over this world, and that's why it is all this way. So,
I mean, he's got an album called Black Sheep. He's got another album called Black Sheep 2. His latest album is called Checkmate.
checkmate. There's a 33.
Mhm. He's got an album called Bank Appointment. Remember when he had the bank incident? He's got an album called For Life with the number 4 and life.
For life. Uh-oh. That might be like the Killing Life.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this song. Neo the Hacker in the chat said, pull up the lyrics to They Schools. I remember that song because I had that album. It's bigger than hip hop. I know what song you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
That came out
that's
when
a
I was
good
a
one.
freshman in college. Take me back to when I didn't have gray hairs all over my face.
Mhm.
Let me see. But yeah, like, where is Dead Prez? I feel like if they're really about it, they should be getting our work out there. I feel like everybody who's really about it should be putting our work everywhere because I don't know who else's work is answering questions like ours does.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I start thinking Dead Prez must be some corny actors as well, even though I liked their album when I was younger. Let me see if I can find the lyrics. If I remember, there's some kind of introduction on this. Yeah, it says at the beginning, why haven't you learned anything? This is like back around the same time that George W. Bush said, is our children learning?
Hey,
Man, that school.
we should make this song number 479.
What number is that? Where we are in the list? Have we gotten
Yeah.
through that many?
Yeah, let's make this
I
song.
think we might have to reduce the list to like at the top 100, man. We have to get back to a more regular schedule, that's for sure.
Prez. Yeah, Dead Prez. So song number 479, Dead Prez, Day Schools. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Cause um so Stick, one of the members of the group, grew up right outside of Tallahassee, and he went to the school called Rickards, and in the lyrics you'll see it, and he's just talking about like how that school ain't teaching you shit, like day schools. Hold on. Yeah, let me pull up the lyrics. Maybe that'll be song 479 for the top 500.
All right. When Jonathan started talking about top songs, he's ready to close it out. So,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Or hold on. Did you want to share your screen so you can control it?
How would I do that? Let me see.
There's a little button thing down in the middle at the bottom, and one of them should say something like maybe present or something.
Present. Oh, I see it.
And then you go to share screen, and then you share what you want to, and then I'll put it up there for us.
Share screen. Sharing screen works best on a computer. Okay.
Are you on your cell phone right now?
No, I'm on a computer.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Share. You see it?
There it is. Yeah, it's up here.
Okay. Oh wait, where'd it go? Did I lose it?
You got Euphoria up there. Is that what you want to put up?
No. Hold on. All right, let me try it one more time.
Hold on. Here, I'll remove that one and then just change it to what you want it to and we'll put it back up.
Oh, here it is. Okay. You should be able to see it now, right?
There we go.
Okay. So he just starts. So we're doing top 500 songs, but like you said, we might reduce it. But song 479. So he starts with um at the beginning they're just talking, and there's a guy saying, "Why haven't you learned anything?" And then Stick comes in and he says, "Man, that school shit is a joke. The same people who control the school system control the prison system and the whole social system ever since slavery." Know what I'm saying? And like I was in college at the time when this song came out, and it really, like when this whole album came out, Let's Get Free, it really made me start to question a lot, and I started doing a lot more research. And they speaking of Big Pun, Dead Prez, they produced a lot of that album, the Capital Punishment album, which equals 2 on 1. They because they were on the same label, Loud Records, and a lot of the beats on Capital Punishment were produced by Stick and Dead Prez. Um, so anyway, so he starts the first verse saying, he says, "I went to school with some redneck crackers right around the
Hey,
time."
just as a heads up, Jonathan, after you're
Yeah,
done with this,
yep.
we're going to bring on a redneck cracker. He's in the back room right now. I'm going to see if you can talk some sense into him. So get prepared for that. Just in time, we got the redneck cracker in the back room. He's coming right up. But go ahead, Jonathan. Sorry.
All right, but you can see the lyrics on the screen, right?
I can, yeah.
Okay. Um, right around the time Third Base dropped the Cactus album. So this was back in the days. But I was reading Malcolm. I changed my name in '89, cleaning parts of my brain like a baby 9. I took the history class serious, front row every day of the week, third period. And I know exactly where this high school is at. It's on the south side of Tallahassee. It's called Rickards. Um, I actually got the meat stick once, because they started at FAMU because they went to Florida A&M. Him and M1. They started, and then they dropped out after they got the deal. After they got the record deal with Loud Records. So anyway, so front row every day of the week, third period, fucking with the teacher's head, calling them racist. I tried to show them crackers some light. They couldn't face it. I got my diploma from a school called Rickards, full of teenage mothers and drug dealing niggas, which that is an accurate depiction because it's one of the worst schools in Tallahassee. It's, I mean, it's probably a lot better now in 2024, but back then it was bad. Um, in the hallways, the popo was always present, searching through niggas' possessions, looking for dope and weapons. Get your lessons. That's what my mom kept stressing. I tried to pay attention, but the classes wasn't interesting. They seemed to only glorify the Europeans, claiming Africans was only 3/5 of human beings.
Let's think
Which,
about that too, actually, with that 3/5 thing, because May 3rd can be written 3/5, and then he got all that attention. Did Kendrick Lamar for that album he put out that day? And I got to go back and look at my notes, but there was something about when Drake was. Oh, I know, Drake Yo the Ruler was killed when Drake was 35 years old. Go ahead, Jonathan. Sorry.
okay. Um, yeah, the Euphoria dropped on 5/3, which is
Mhm.
what's the real Machiavelli's birthday?
Yep, May 3rd.
And that was the day that Tupac's mom, I guess she
That
died the
was the
day
day the
before.
news broke that she died. She died the day before, but all the news broke on the real Machiavelli's birthday in 2016 that she passed. And she died shortly after Prince passed. And Prince, Machiavelli wrote The Prince.
Right. So that goes to show you that Kendrick was like, it was almost like the label was telling him, what to do and how to drop it. Like he drops Euphoria at 8:24 a.m.
And
You
then we
know,
find out how that's connected with Drake and the HBO thing. It just shows you how all this
and
stuff's connected.
yeah,
And remember, Machiavelli's The Prince is based on Caesar Borgia, where White Jesus comes from, and then Tupac dies on Caesar Borgia's birthday, and then they put out the Machiavelli album after he dies on the Jesuit day. It's not hard to see who's orchestrating all this. I mean,
right. And then we talked about the 616 in LA, and how that's Tupac's birthday, and Kendrick Lamar's birthday is the actual next day, 617. And so anyway, so he goes, so then the chorus comes in, they schools can't teach us shit, which is true. It's probably like the realest line in the song. They schools can't teach us shit. My people need freedom. We trying to get all we can get. All my high school teachers could suck my dick, telling me white man lies. Straight bullshit. Bullshit. They schools ain't teaching us what we need to know to survive. Say
let me
what?
just chime in real quick. You know, the what if I have one gripe with hip hop music, there is just too much racial animosity. It's just, but
Oh, I agree. I mean, but think about it. This beef is about it's about race, because Kendrick saying that Drake can't use the N word no more, and then Rick Ross is calling him a white boy, and on the last Kendrick song, it's called Like Us. He says that Drake's not a colleague, he's a colonizer, and how he went to Atlanta, and whenever he wants like a record club, he goes finds Future, or he wants some street cred, he goes find he does a song with 21 Savage. So there's a lot of racial undertones in this beef alone, so that proves it right there. Like, you know, and and they try to make Kendrick seem like he's like the Malcolm X of hip hop, you know, or the
sure.
MLK.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but that's just the powers that be trying to control the narrative through race. And so here we go. So the interlude comes in, is Stick. You see, dog, you see how quick these motherfuckers be telling niggas get a diploma so you can get a job. Know what I'm saying? But they don't never tell you how the job gonna exploit you every time. Know what I'm saying? That's why I'd be like, fuck they schools. And then verse 2 comes in, which is M1. And this is a good verse because I like the way he starts it. School is like a 12-step brainwash camp. They make you think if you drop out, you ain't got a chance to advance in life. They try to make you pull your pants up. Students fight the teachers and get took away in handcuffs. And if that wasn't enough, they expel y'all. Your peoples understand it, but to them, you're a failure. And that's a good line because you're explaining to your mom what happened and how the teacher tried you. You might have to fight them. Your peoples understand, but to the school system, you're a failure. You're expelled. You're never going to be shit in life. So observation and participation. My favorite teachers, when they beat us in the head with them books, it don't reach us. It's kind of like when you're in school and you're just like learning about Shakespeare, and like who really gives a fuck about Shakespeare? Like at least when I was in school, I was like, I don't even really. I just like you just get so disinterested because it's like in reality, like I mean, we're going to school in the inner city. We got so many problems with our family and drugs and all kind of shit, and then we're going to school to read about Shakespeare. It doesn't relate to us.
Mhm. Right.
So that's what he was saying right there. When they beat us in the head in the books, it don't reach us. Whether you break dance or rock suede Adidas or be in the bathroom with your clique smoking reefer, then you know they math class ain't important. unless you adding up cash and multiples. Unemployment ain't rewarding. They may as well teach us extortion, which is true. You either get paid or locked up. The principal is like a warden in a 4-year sentence. Mad niggas never finish, but that doesn't mean I couldn't be a doctor or a dentist. She's basically saying, hey, I can't, just because I didn't finish high school or college doesn't mean that I can't be a success in life. Then the chorus comes back in. They schools can't teach us shit. My people need freedom. We're trying to get all we can get. All my high school teachers could suck my dick telling me white man lies, straight bullshit. It goes, they schools ain't teaching us what we need to know to survive. They schools don't educate. All they teach people is lies. Because it's true. It's like, why doesn't school teach you how to grow your own food, how to interact better with your family, how to have better relationships with your significant other? Why
It's
don't they
not even
teach?
allowed to, because the textbooks is like all controlled by corporations and just everything's sold out. The food pyramid on the wall, everything. It's all bullshit. It's like they just got to raise you to be a dumb little consumer bot, which is all they want out of us. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so then the outro comes in. It's thick, cause for real, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And all y'all high class niggas with y'all nose up, cause we dropping this shit on this joint. Fuck y'all. We gonna speak for ourselves. Know what I'm saying? Cause the schools ain't teaching us nothing. They ain't teaching us nothing but how to be slaves and hard workers, which I totally agree with that. For white people to build they shit, make they businesses successful while exploiting us. Know what I'm saying? They ain't teaching us nothing related to solving our own problems. Know what I'm saying? Ain't teaching us how to get crack out the ghetto. They ain't teaching us how to stop the police from murdering us and brutalizing us. They ain't teaching us how to get our rent paid. Know what I'm saying? They ain't teaching our families how to interact better with each other, which is what I just said. Know what I'm saying? They just teaching us how to build their shit up. Know what I'm saying? That's why my niggas got a problem with this shit. That's why niggas be dropping out that shit because it don't relate. You go to school, the fucking police searching you. You walking in your shit like this a military compound. Know what I'm saying? So school don't even relate to us until we have some shit where we control the fucking school system, where we reflect how we gonna solve our own problems. Them niggas ain't gonna relate to school. Shit, that's just how it is. Know what I'm saying? And I love education. Know what I'm saying? But if education ain't elevating me, then you know what I'm saying. I ain't take it ain't taking me where I need to go on some bullshit. Then fuck education. Know what I'm saying? At least they shit. Matter of fact, my nigga, this whole school system could suck my dick.
yeah.
so
Yep.
that's so that's song number
Indeed.
479. I mean, they got straight to the point, and we really need more songs like this. We need more hip hop like this. You know,
Jonathan and I's record's coming out next month.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Let's do it.
so I don't know if you know about this guy, but he's been like literally trolling every single day since August 1st last year. And even the 3 months before that, he was like trolling for a whole month. Then he went on a break, but he has not let up since August 1st. He's been just trolling probably for a while. It was about 10 hours a day of trolling. Now we're probably down to 5 hours a day, which is a lot healthier amount to be trolling. It's still way too much down there. But yeah, he wants to come on the stream, and I'm sure he's going to come back to. Are you aware of this guy, Jonathan?
I heard you talking about him, but I never really looked into it too much because the last time we did a show was a while ago. That was on Hip Hop's birthday, which was
Sure.
August, sometime in August.
Sure.
So I guess this was around the time he popped up. But I heard you say bits and pieces here and there, but no, I don't know exactly everything going on.
Okay. I know he's in the Bay Area and he is a big hip hop fan himself. So who knows? Maybe he's going to stop trolling today and he's got something to add to the show. But the reason I keep giving him a chance every time he hops in a live stream is because I'm just thinking, like, is this going to be the day that he snaps out of his mental illness? And I guarantee he's already subbed your channel, Jonathan. He's probably going to be e-stalking you. since you came on today's stream and we got him in the room. But here he is, the one that goes by Cuts One. Hey, Cuts, can you pull out your little pocket knife and whip it up for the camera like you've done a few? And if you guys have missed it, it's August 1st.
Oh, I heard it, Cuts. Oh,
like, I'm gonna take Zach and I'm gonna stab him in the neck like this. But the problem is, you guys, Cuts is like the same size as my teddy bear, right? So if Cuts was on the street coming up with me a little pocket knife, I'd be like, oh shit, this could be fun. Come here, little Cuts.
yeah.
Come here, little bitch.
I know who you're talking about now. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I heard of Cuts before. Yeah.
Here he is. All right, so here he is. All 5'2" of them. What's up, Cuts?
What's up, quackery? How come you're still lying about your fake gematria? How come you got some quack fucking guy, Jonathan, over here with some pink fucking looking ass hair saying he's teaching some quacking code? What's up with this fucking garbage?
It's not pink, it's
red.
It's
a hat? I can't even tell. I can't even see. I'm on a fucking
red.
full screen. What? It looks like a pink Gina B. You're a fucking fraud. Your gematria is fake.
Okay. But seriously, that right there, he's been doing that for like 10 hours a day, every single day. Well, like I said, the last few months, he's cut it down to about 5 hours a day, but just the same shit over and over. And I just keep thinking, one of these days, he's got to stop. But my God. And by the way, you guys, that was the real 40-year-old virgin as well. So.
But what's the problem though? Like, I don't even, because I've been trying to figure out like what
mental illness is the problem. No, okay. in all reality, he actually came out to New York for 9/11, and he met a girl there, and then I don't know. I'm guessing other things were little because it didn't last very long, and then he's been trolling ever since. So.
Oh, I think I heard you say that. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, but I don't understand, like, it's mental illness, like you said. Yeah. Gotta be.
Yeah. So
for 5 to 10 hours a day?
Annoying. He calls Sweet Lady all the time at work, and it's annoying, man. It's annoying. I think he's even trolling my mom now. God. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna come on and just try to like have a productive conversation.
I was hoping, but it's unlikely. So.
But at first he wasn't like that though, right?
Well, I thought he was kind of a weird little guy when he came out to New York. I got to be perfectly honest. I was kind of like, I don't know if he belongs here. There's something off about this one. So.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's been a nice long stream. Hey, we got 888 people watching. What a number for hip hop.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a lot.
that means people have been waiting for you to come back, Jonathan, because that's the most people I've seen in here in a long time. It just climbed up to 894. So Jonathan's fan base is back.
Yeah, well, let's keep it going. Let's try to do one every Sunday. I know I kind of fell off, but I was just having some personal issues.
Sure, it happens. Yeah, hey, let's aim for every Sunday. We might have to take a break here and there, but I like that plan. So
and so what do you want to do as far as the book?
Finish it.
Well, yeah. I mean, as far as like kind of like what I read, do you just want to? But even if I take some of the top 10 out, because I got mostly all the words written, and then if we just add the words and then put some illustrations on it, that should be good to go. I already got the intro, but I just need your help on a little bit of the intro, and then the outro, and then that's it. But I want to make it short. I do want to make it short.
Well, it could even be like the top 10, 38 specials, and each one could be a book. Each one could be a short book, maybe 10 written pages with not a whole lot of information on there, with some illustrations. Just a bunch of short books, because people have a short attention span. So
yeah, and that's the problem. I wrote too much on the first book I wrote, so now I'm just trying to really, really narrow it down. Like, yeah. Yeah.
We had somebody else join the stream. Modwarian Activist, can you do me a favor? Can you? I won't put you. Obviously, don't want to show your face on stream, but can you just show me your face real quick in the back room before I bring you on? Just because we brought on some people recently. All right, you can turn it off. I can see you're a real person. Just recently, we brought on some people who tried to ruin the stream by like pulling their pants down or showing pornography. So I didn't want to go that route again. All right, we got somebody who wants to contribute. What's up, man?
All right. So look, I've been decoding Jay Dilla, right, as I was listening to your live stream, and the common number, the common number pattern I see with Jay Dilla is 21, and this ranges from his birthday when he was born on February 7th, 1974, on a 102, and equals 102 if you add up the numbers. Not only that, but from when he blown up from his first album that he produced for the Far Side, Cabin California, was 10 years and 2 months, right? Lab Cabin California equals 120. So y'all already know like that number pattern, basically.
Right. Interesting.
Hold on,
Well,
I can show you right now.
I wrote about Jay Dilla.
Oh, you wrote about Jay Dilla? So
Yeah.
you already had like the decodes?
Yeah, well, I can read you what I got. It won't take long.
Okay.
Oh, here's 27 again. So
27.
understand that the word ritual equals 27, right?
27.
So Jay Dilla was born on 2/7/1974.
Yeah, I noticed he died on the 38. What was that?
Right. This was the day he was born was a date with 83 date numerology, and February 7th is the 38th day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And he died on a date with 38 numerology on 2/10/2006 from a combination of TTP, which is a rare blood disease, and lupus. He was a
seen that. Repeat that.
He was a record producer. Record producer equals 163. 163 is the 38 prime number. He was also a drummer. Drummer equals 38.
Oh,
and
God.
Me and Zach been talking about drummers forever. How drummers drop dead from bands, rock bands. The word drummer's 38. Check this out, right? Pitchfork ranked his album Donuts number 38 on the list for top albums in 2006.
Wait, what website again?
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork ranked his album Donuts number 38.
That's a more familiar name. Best rap albums?
Yeah, number 38 on the list for top albums in 06. This album released on 2/7/2006 on his 32nd birthday, and 3 days later he passed away.
You better be right. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I see it. No, this is not a posthumous award. Oh yeah, I'm in the website right now.
And then so check it out. Zach, you still there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, because I was just reading. Mm-hmm. So Kanye West had an article published about him meeting Jay Dilla on Pitchfork.
Mm-hmm.
This article was published on 3/8/2017. The date 3/8 is kind of like 38.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
we already seen that.
So then he dies. So Jay Dilla died 118 days from Kanye West's birthday in 2006 in LA. Homicide 118, death 118, Los Angeles, California 118. He's considered one of the most prominent producers in hip hop and pop music. His real name was James Yancey, which equals 59. And he was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. It's no coincidence that there are rappers named 42 Doug and Royce the 5'9", and they're both from Detroit, Michigan. I've explained how they like to bring the numbers 42 and 59 together. Detroit is on the 42nd parallel north. Jay Dilla equals 42.
Yeah, I heard all about that shit.
Eminem equals 59. And so when I was writing this, right, I put, this is the second rapper in a row to die from Detroit, following Blade Icewood. So Blade Icewood died, then Jay Dilla, and the next rapper is Proof, all from Detroit. So 3 Detroit rappers in a row, right? Well, Jay Dilla was a producer, but he was in the middle. And keep in mind that Jay Dilla and Proof were once in a group together called 5 Elements, and Proof is affiliated with Eminem, right? So Jay Dilla was a member of the group Slum Village 43, Drummer 43, RIP 43. Notice he died on 2/7, kind of like 27, Ritual 27. His last album is called Donuts, which equals 21, Jay Dilla 21, Jesuit 21, Blood 21. And notice he was born on the 7th, and he was dead 3 days later, kind of like 73. 73 is the 21st prime number. Sacrifice 73, Ritual Sacrifice 73. So that's what I got on Jay Diller. But it's crazy because Blade Icewood died, then Jay Diller, then Proof. All Detroit affiliated people.
That's the hot spot. That's crazy. Damn. So yeah, he was a prominent figure. Man, they already like decoded him. And honestly, man, it's kind of crazy because like these rappers are like real people, and they probably most likely either do, but either just don't want to admit it in their contracts and stuff that they got a secret like expiration date for their life in the contract.
Do you remember when Diddy said a few years ago he was actually on a stream with Drake, and he was talking about how popular rappers have this number code that goes with them. Do you remember this?
I remember that.
We got to find that clip somewhere. That clip is somewhere.
I didn't see that also.
The top rappers have a code to them, and there's numbers of Philly. He was saying something like that.
Yeah,
like he was
if somebody out there remembers where that clip is, and you can maybe email it to me, GematriaEffectNews@gmail.com. If anybody has that clip, I would love to play that again. I know it's out there.
I remember that. And he was saying that Biggie had the numbers to be who he was going to be. I remember that.
I got to go back and look. I forget how it all was. So. Okay.
Yeah, Jay Diller was huge, and he influenced Kanye a lot. He made a lot of the hits that Slum Village had because he was a part of the group Slum Village.
Yeah.
And he made he made beats for everybody. Common, on and on and on. I mean, and he died so young. He was what, 32, I think. Right. He was young.
And he first started off from Q-Tip. He first started off from Q-Tip and shit, and then Q-Tip led him to the Far Side, which he blew up off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He produced a lot with Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah. 32nd. Yeah. He was 32 years old when he died.
Yeah.
But think about all those 38s in his name though, because just the word record producer is 163. The 38 prime number. He was a drummer. That equals 38. He died on a date with 38 numerology. Mm-hmm. He was born on the 38th day of the year.
Yeah, that's pure evidence. It's pure evidence. You gotta really see you, man. So.
Yep.
Truth does not exist.
I think Frank just. Do we have a resident young guy sighting? I'll let him on real quick.
Oh, hey Zach, what's up? So that clip of Drake saying that with Diddy, that's on my Twitter. I was trying to find it right now, but something that I noticed when I was looking up Drake is that Drake is the name of a vampire, and vampire equals 39. And we're seeing how that was connected to all this. Did you guys talk about Drake? I didn't hear you guys talk about Drake in the stream. Did I just miss that part because I saw it in the title?
I mean, come on, man. You got here like an hour into it, so listen.
Anyway,
yeah, that's probably the first thing they talked about. So
yeah, I missed the beginning. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was, do you remember the hoax like 20 years ago? There was a hoax that supposedly Saddam Hussein was trying to get 4,000 PlayStations to build a supercomputer. And I looked into the story, and PlayStation equals 44, just like military. And it's funny, Saddam Hussein equals 47. What did you know? And I just posted a thing in the chat, and it's Mr. Beast talking about how he was invited to a room. He was invited to like a party with a bunch of like really rich people before he was famous, and then they basically like made him famous, and that it was really weird and whatever. That it was like an island. I just posted it in the private chat If you want to show that, it's a really short video. It's only like 30 seconds, but it's him talking about how he was basically picked to become such a famous YouTuber, and we see how none of these people pop up out of nowhere. I mean, all these rappers and stuff like that, like all these rappers that we hear about, it's like for every rapper that becomes famous, like how many there's probably 100 rappers that you've never even heard of, that nobody's ever even heard of, that are probably more talented than like Gunna or Drake or any of these untalented people. I mean, people that are, oh, you're gonna play that, any of these other untalented people that it's like, that everybody's hearing about, like Gunna and Lil Baby and all these other people that the mainstream presents to us, people like Taylor Swift. I mean, I've heard people play in my local town that are actually talented musicians, and you never hear about any of that stuff. And we see why. Everything's all planned out and coded. It's all planned out by the 38 code. Rapper equals 38. All these rappers dying by 38, dying on 38. You have Jonathan here who literally predicted Pop Smoke's death in October. I was there for the stream, and I think it was in March that Jonathan, you predicted that Pop Smoke was probably going to die on October, I think it was 11th, that he died. And then, when October 11th came around and I saw you and Zach talking about his death, I was like, oh shit, I remember the prediction. I was there for that video. So it's all fake. It's all planned. And, you guys were talking about how useless school is. And, I was talking about that a couple of weeks ago, how useless school is. They don't teach you anything useful. They don't teach you how to do your taxes. They don't teach you how to drive your car. They don't teach you how to get car insurance or any of those things. They just teach you about Christopher Columbus and, you should trust the mainstream news, and, how trustworthy of a source the mainstream news is, and then, we see everything with the news, how they flip back and forth on everything. So it's like, I don't even understand how people can believe the news anymore, because it's like they flipped and flopped so much, with what they talk about, all their agendas. Whenever they tell people what to do, it's always, oh, we thought it was this. Oh no, actually it's this. Oh no, actually you need to have 5 masks on. Oh wait, no, actually you only need to have 1. And it's amazing how people can still believe them. It's like, it shows how strong the mind control is. If people are under just very severe mind control, that they can still believe these organizations, even though I don't think that they've ever proven themselves to be trustworthy. People just believe and believe and believe, and they don't think about facts. They don't research. People think that you can just become another gender now, and I mean, it's like it's funny how people that are talking about trusting the science can think that a man can become a woman. And you have all the people posting trans women or women and stuff like that. I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but I want to get the stream taken down. But it's like, and then you see how they teach that stuff in school now. Now school's just about that. We're going to learn about gender and whatever, instead of an actual important topic, instead of how to survive, instead of like Jonathan was saying, how to grow your own food and all this stuff. Oh, I see you're going to play the clip. Are you going to play that 30-second clip of him talking?
No, I'm going to play the other thing because it's on topic. But anyway, appreciate it, youngster. Thanks for stopping by. I got to switch the audio settings real quick. So you guys cannot talk for a second because it'll echo you. I got to change the audio so we can play the clip. It'll just take a second. Then I'll put it back so everybody can talk. All right, here is... And I got to switch this audio setting too. And I got sweet lady calling. Hold on. Play this clip real quick. Wait, hold up. Why is it muted?
Something I want to say to you. Okay. So this is something I want to say to you. Very, very important. I've been a studier of music, science, art, mathematician, the actual numbers and codes that goes into it. And so when they talk about the top 5, all of those cats got a special code, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I couldn't even, I didn't know.
All right, let me switch that back. So that was Diddy talking to Drake about this code that all these rappers got.
Could
John,
you play it one more time since I missed it?
oh yeah, hold on, I gotta switch the audio settings around again one more time.
Okay.
Okay. So there's something I wanted to say to you. Very, very important. I've been a studier of music, science, art, mathematician, the actual numbers and codes that goes into it. And so when they talk about the top 5, all of those cats got a special code, you know? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I couldn't even, I didn't know.
He didn't know, and now that number code's all over him. Again, he's got the same Jesuit prosecutor R. Kelly did at age 54. They both went to Georgetown, the 54 University. Anyhow, I got sweet lady home, and she does need some attention. Jonathan, did you want to give us some closing words before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm almost done with the book, and then we're gonna just basically the written part is done. We just got to do the illustration part and the cover. So it's coming. It's coming.
All right, all right. And by the way, this comment in the chat about how a Drake is a male duck. Do you know what Kendrick Lamar's last name is?
Duckworth.
Yeah,
Or
it is. It's Duckworth. Duckworth. Duckworth versus Duck.
Yeah, everything in the industry got to connect.
Yeah.
Literally.
Jokes on jokes.
Jokes on fucking jokes, man.
And when I think of Duckworth, I actually think of former famous Portland Trailblazer. I think he was the 33rd pick of the draft by the Spurs, but he played his whole career with the Blazers. Kevin Duckworth, dead out of nowhere at age 44, gentle giant. Portland equals 44 like Rip City. That's Portland's nickname. But
you know what I don't like is that they have to create something negative just to revive hip hop. Like a beef is
sure.
not positive. It's so like you have to create a whole negative thing of beef, and you got to throw the race in it, and you got to, and he's calling him a pedophile, and he's calling him a racist, and so it's almost like you have to. That's why people think hip hop is all negative, because you have to create a negative situation to bring it back. Why is that the case? Like, shouldn't be like that. It's the powers that be who been putting out who put out all this trash music that gets played on the radio, and now you want to come. It's all about separation and dividing, and he even says it like Kendrick Lamar, he's claiming the West Coast, and Drake's obviously from Canada, so it's like a beef between two countries or two coasts,
Sure.
or the two different races, even though Drake's half black.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it. Let's hip hop. The original idea of hip hop, is supposed to be a beautiful thing, but I do understand that the competition part of it is a part of it, but I just don't like how it has to be. It has to be something negative that brings it back alive. Since last year was such a slow year for hip hop, but if you notice, last year they set it all up in advance. Gangsta Boo died, and then it was the year of women. Like, Gangsta Boo died on the first day of the year, and then last year women basically took over hip hop.
That was another 38 ritual because New Year's is 38. So
Yep, and Gangsta Boo 38.
And if I remember right, you run them both in reverse. They're both 43 as well. And then she's Memphis also. So, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Mod Warrior activist. I gotta sign off. Did you want to have any closing words?
Let me see here, cause
Go ahead. Did we lose him?
I don't know.
Mod Warrior Activist, we can't hear you anymore. Huh.
Okay, y'all hear me now? It's
There you go.
like, oh, it's because I was gonna go to a decode that I got from my phone, but I just can't speak from my mic to switch over there. But one thing I had is one of the members from the coup from Oakland, Pam the Funtress. Pam in I think it was Full Reduction in 51 or something like that. Yeah, in Full Reduction she equals 51, and she died 51 years from her birthday in 1966 from 2017. That's 51 years.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. You can look it up. But yeah, that was my little 2 cents on it.
I think a conspiracy's 51.
Yeah. So is Federal. So is Rome. So.
Yeah,
All right.
But it happens everywhere. But
all right. Yeah, let's leave it there, and we'll do it again. We'll get back to the Sunday streams.
Okay.
And
yeah, I'll make time for it.
All right. All right. All right. Thanks again, True Seekers. In the top comment or in the top of the description is the link to Jonathan's channel, One Infinite Consciousness, if you want to give Jonathan a sub. And yeah, I think we're going to get a lot more active. So appreciate it, Jonathan. Any last words?
I'm right now. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, but I'm headed your way pretty soon, sometime this summer.
Probably fly out here on a tornado right now. So
yeah.
Well, be safe down there, man. Yeah, it is tornado season.
Yeah. The weather ain't been too bad though since I got here. Because I got here right after one of the tornadoes came through.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll leave it there then. Until next time, everybody. Have a good one.
All right. Peace. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, of course. See you.